Should be good. There we go.
Hello?
All right, Packed Pen, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good. Well, apart from the last game, I played kind
That's all right. That's all right. Well, give me just 1 second here, and I'm gonna have you stream.
of okay.
Okay. All right, go ahead and share your screen real quick. Oh, there it is. I got it. Second. Okay. All right, Julio. Let's go ahead and get into a game. Who are you hoping to play today?
Just Shiv,
Live
hopefully.
today. Okay, sick.
I think I've got Yamato second, yeah.
All right, sounds good. And you said you wanted to focus on game sense and communication. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. And while we're waiting in queue, we'll probably won't be waiting too long, I imagine. But um, what aspects are you most looking to improve upon in those areas? So, like starting with game sense, what are things that you feel you can most benefit from, or things that you feel like you struggle with, like when it comes to overall macro and game sense?
Um, like kind of where to apply pressure, where like I should be positioning on the map, I guess.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
Um,
And I'll be able to
like
figure all this out as well, right? Like I'm gonna be able to tell you what needs to change and whatnot, but I want to hear from you first.
I think yeah, mostly kind of macro stuff. I feel like sometimes I end up becoming like a macro bot for my team
Okay.
in some games, I guess.
All right. So
Um,
overall positioning, maybe your role in the macro altogether. Is that fair?
yeah,
Okay.
I think so. Trying to think what else. Like when to run earn, when to do mid boss. Um, just when I should be like shot calling for my team
Okay.
for those kind of objectives.
Yeah. Awesome.
I think that kind of thing.
Sounds good. And what about communication? What are you hoping to get out of communication, or how are you hoping to improve there?
I kind of tend to not com very often. I know I should be, but I guess just getting comfortable with that.
Okay.
And what comms are valuable, I guess.
Okay. Sounds good. How? Let me just ask a few questions to get some more ideas on the game sense. We'll just kind of circle back there, and we'll just kind of gauge where you're at. Basically, when it comes to game sense, how do you feel with your timings on the map? Like, what time each camp spawns? When bridge buffs are? Are you good at tracking that in the laning phase and making it to bridge buffs on time? How do you feel
So,
about all of that? You comfortable?
um, I know when all the timers kind of are. I do kind of some like not really keep track of bridge buffs sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm winning a lane, I feel like I tend to keep track of it more than if I'm losing a lane.
Okay.
So I know like tier one's at 2 minutes. I think is it tier two? Is it 5 minutes or
Six
6 minutes?
minutes are tier twos. Yeah, 5 minutes is bridge buffs. Yeah.
Yeah. Center's at 8 minutes. Um, is it yeah? Earn at 10 minutes.
Yep. Earn and mid boss at 10 minutes. Yeah. Yeah. So it sounds
Uh,
like you've got the timings down. One other timing that I just mentioned really quick before we get in this game that a lot of people miss. I just want to make sure that you're on it. Is do you know when boosts come up for zipline?
I think it's 6 minutes and something. Six. Dirty.
Yeah, it's like 6 minutes and 5 seconds. So
Okay.
after 6 minutes, you have to be aware if you're playing aggressive, the enemy team has boosts, so they'll be back fast. So it is another timing. Um, but yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and watch you play the game. If you have any questions while you're playing, go ahead and ask, and then I'm just gonna kind of comment on little things here and there. I'll tell you like, hey, I would calm this, or hey, I would pre-calm this, or this is the objective I focus on. Like if I see something that needs to be addressed immediately, but for the most part, I'm just gonna be analyzing, answering any questions you have, that sort of
Okay. Yep. Well, if this person loads in. Oh,
thing. Yep, that is a requirement.
okay, no Mirage. That's a good sign.
Complete the ritual, Shiv, and your kingdom will be built atop the...
One thing I was looking at, actually, I figured I'd mention it while we're paused. I was looking at your build, and I was comparing it to. Do you know the content creator Lomain? He's an Eternus 6 player.
Yes.
So he's incredibly good at Shiv. Highly suggest you watch his content around Shiv. But the build I was looking at, I found it interesting. He basically rushed Decay.
Yep.
I would keep that in mind, especially if you're up against a lane that has a lot of healing or a team that has a lot of healing. Because he basically gave up his lane pressure, just allowed his teammate to kind of carry him through lane and rush Decay. It's something I would consider because I saw in your build Decay comes a little bit later. Like you already hit your 4.8k Spirit Spike before you've even gotten Decay. And I'm pretty sure it was Decay Cold Front that Lomain ran his Shiv in his 4.8k Spirit Spike. So before he even got like extra charge, those were the first two Spirit items he got. And then, I mean, he got greens where he needed them. Like I think he got a healing right or whatever, but just something to consider.
Okay. Yeah.
I like that positioning.
Just gonna. Oh fuck. Oh. Am I allowed to swear?
Yeah, you're okay.
Yeah. I think just buy straight away.
Here's your chance to shape your destiny.
What items do your enemy lane partners have? Take a look at that. Should be a kill, you. Nice work. I really like your positioning here overall, the way you're taking trades with knives, because that's exactly how we need to be playing Shiv in the lane. So I really like how you're doing that. Maybe focus on playing behind your minions a little bit more and not just face tanking minion damage, but otherwise, that's just being really nitpicky. For the most part, I really like your positioning.
Okay.
My friend, survival is paramount.
That was risky.
Yeah.
Not necessarily bad, just risky. You'll be punished for that in higher elo, but you can probably get away with it in Oracle and Phantom. Nice dodge.
Not hitting my knives today.
You're doing pretty good. Don't be too hard on yourself. I've seen you hit more than you've missed, that's for sure. So just keep locked in. You're doing okay. Everybody misses abilities.
Yeah, I think. I'm gonna go to shop here.
So I'm gonna be muted from him for a second here and just kind of talk to the stream. I think he's doing really well. He's playing aggressive enough. He's obviously building a little bit more aggressive than most shivs. He's going to be, you know, not waiting out to care whatnot. He's pushing with his Viper, playing more of that front line for him. So overall, really good here. Gonna try and trade his Viper. Viper goes down here. Oh, Viper sneaks out. We do miss the Birch buff timing, but he heard the audio and is instantly moving over, so that's good. He can't hear me, by the way. Just talking to you guys as we take a look at this. Waves come out every 30 seconds, so try and think 30 seconds in advance. What are you gonna do after this wave? What happens 30 seconds from now that you're worried about or wanting to take care of?
Okay. This Ivy's just not going back, looks like. Oh, never mind.
So if I'm you here, instead of getting like petty damage on the tower there, at 6 minutes, those tier 2s spawned on the left in Firehouse or Church. And I would have come to my Viper, hey, let's steal this tier 2 on the left. You could do it now too. You could tell him right now, hey, let's just hit this camp really quick. But it looks like he's backing. But that's okay, just something to think about in the future with the timings. So like be thinking 30-second in advance. Every time a wave comes out, look at the clock. Right now, 7 minutes, there's nothing special, so we can just focus on main pressure. Maybe stealing some boxes or any tier 2s that they're not getting.
Haze is missing.
Very nice, well played.
He's dead there. I think. Yes.
Yep. Very well done. They have boosts, so Ivy's gonna be back real soon. I would come to your team that Ivy's missing. We haven't seen him since he died.
Ivy's missing. Ah, you have discerning taste.
Wait, he's here.
Especially when they have boosts, we want to make sure they're calming that to our teammates so they don't get a surprise 3v2 in another lane.
Let's play.
Keep my rage up.
Yep. Interesting ult from the Ivy.
Viper, can we try to steal their sinners here?
Huge calm. This is actually really big for you to steal their sinners, especially if you do it together, because then it's done twice as quick.
Oh, he's all the way back though.
Yeah. He's not in a position, but he might be able to come over and help you fight if they collapse, because Drifter's hurt. So it's a bad fight for them. You guys have ultimate advantage. Oh, it just disconnected me from the stream.
He's not. The stream's not working.
Yeah. That would appear to be the case.
I can pause in a second.
No worries. Yeah, I would just end the stream and start back up if you can. Or whenever you can. Nice. We're back in.
Our yellow guardian has been destroyed.
I would look to get aggressive here while you guys have ults, and I would tell your Viper that.
Our yellow walker
They don't have ults, so we could be a bit more aggressive.
Yeah.
Watch. Just don't have stamina.
our blue guardian.
No, but that was a really good trade. He used his ult, and he's the one that's more hurt. Very well done.
Oh,
Thanks for the help.
Get a haze behind it. And a Mo. Tell your team that. Tell them that they're here, and that they should be able to push yellow or blue.
Owen Hazer on green. You can push yellow, I think.
Mid-boss has arrived.
Yeah, that's a really odd gank. Hard to predict some of these low elo plays, but you are sitting on a lot of souls.
Dramatic, stylish, I love it.
If I'm you here, I let Icon to Viper and tell him to just side lane green, start getting fed and get solo farm, and if I'm you, I just start roaming. So I just start heading towards blue, heading towards yellow, get that bridge buff that's up. Nobody's getting it.
Oh,
Give
someone
Viper
shot.
all that solo farm.
Claimed.
I would also ask Dynamo if he's willing to help with an urn fight, since he has ult soon. You guys are behind, you could use that urn.
Oh, I missed that.
All good.
It's weird that it's not on our side. There's 3 here. There's 3 on blue.
It's, yeah, the first 15 minutes of the game, I believe it's 15 is the threshold. It has to be 15% for it to be a retake urn.
I think I'm dead here.
Yeah, really bad spot.
I think I get Mo here though.
You do nice work. Healbane heal helps a lot. Huge save for the Dynamo. Nice. Very well played. Something that I will encourage players to do, especially in lower elo, if you want to be an IGL, like for your solo queue games, if you want people to listen to your comms, glaze them. So like, if I'm you, I would be saying, hey Dynamo, that was a huge ult, and nice save on the bomb as well with your 2, that was huge. Like, just let him know that those are good plays.
Oh fuck.
Because then
Yeah.
he'll listen to you later.
3 yellow.
Our yellow walker is under attack.
So Vinegar can die for sure. Nice.
He's the most fed, so that's a massive kill.
Yeah, yeah, worth a lot of souls.
Chasing a bit too far. Can we get the
Glad you
doubles?
recognize that. Yeah, I would definitely encourage Rem to get the doubles because it's easy for him to steal with the minis, and then you don't have to be here. You can worry about something else. But another thing is leave that minion alive so they think their doubles are up and it doesn't respawn. Yep.
Gotta be careful.
When you're running around here doing these camps, are you looking at your minimap or the clock? Or both?
Not the clock, but the minimap, yeah.
Okay. Get used to looking at the clock and try to think what's coming up next. And help your teammates see that too. So like, you know, bridge buffs are in a minute. You could even con that to your teammates so that they remember, oh yeah, hey, in 60 seconds in 2 waves, I need to be at a bridge buff so we have an advantage. Big cage. It's Ivy. Oh, or not.
Okay, he has to die here.
I would WQ so your warden can have pressure with his ult. I would go parry that tower for him.
What?
Yeah, tower chose not to melee you for some reason.
I thought it did because I had a parry thing.
It was the minion that hit you, actually. The minion triggered your parry. So your Wraith just kind of got owned.
Viper, can we push green?
Big home.
Or
Big home, yep. I like that.
I think there might be someone on green though.
There is one person there. Yellow's the lane that's untouched right now, unfortunately. So I'm muted for Pact Ban really quick. We're getting a weird audio back, but he's actually playing this really
Let's get
well. Good
molted.
verticality on his 2. He plays really well with his utility. He obviously understands Shiv really well. His movement is clean. Itemization maybe could use a little bit of help. We're gonna talk about that later. I'll make a note really quick actually while I'm thinking about it.
Our blue walker has been defeated.
We'll split the bounty.
I think we should be able to get this. Three here. Oh, never mind. Rem's going.
Pull back.
Our green walker is under attack.
It's not where I meant to go.
So, I'm just gonna point this out. You guys just had a retake earn. It's retake right now. I would calm to your entire team. Everybody stop farming so we can pick up retake earn and lock it in. Because that's the #1 priority on the team right now. That's the biggest objective that you guys can grab.
We do comeback earn. Yeah, especially now since Drifter's dead.
Yeah. See, the team kept farming, so had you commed that a little bit sooner, this is the importance on timing of communication. Your team could have stopped farming, so that urn was retake. It's now a neutral urn, so you guys now have to deposit in their territory. It'll probably be fine, but Haze behind on here. Oh, what a hook.
Our green walker is under attack.
Okay. Wraith is going back.
The urn is ours. Our green walker has been destroyed.
Don't got any support nearby. They almost had me.
Good luck not getting shot.
Let's push green.
We take the doubles. Or they back up. Ah, Ram is stealing our sides.
You can steal the single on the right side below the doubles after you clear this wave. It's actually a really big pick.
Okay, Ivy's coming to them.
I would rotate over and help green. You have more kill potential there, and Walker as a reward if you get the kills.
Ah, they're backing off.
You have bridge buffs as well.
Just chill on me.
They're going over to your team in green.
Moon Girl's on me.
Keep us standing.
Ivy's dead.
Give up, baby. No
Yeah.
one's better than V.
Yeah, not much we can do against Bone Curl because it has no counterplay, but overall really good. I like your utility usage a lot. You're really nailing that. You know the shift movement, which is really good. I would just be a little bit more decisive. It feels like you're doing a lot of running around without killing farm, without helping a teammate. It feels like we are bouncing between like two different things in our brain. I would just commit to what you think is best, and if you're wrong, you're wrong. You can find it later.
Okay.
So like there, the example I would give is there, instead of running around on blue and fighting the IV, 30 seconds later, I would have been fighting with my team in the jungle between blue and green, and then instantly pushing the walker after a kill or two.
Okay. Yep.
Where Wraith got caught way out of position. Your warden's under pressure from Venator. You may want to tell your team about that.
We try and help Warden, or Warden, are you out? Oh, he's out. Okay.
Yeah, that's good. And your team got a kill on yellow, that's good.
You are so beautiful.
I would call for Urn,
Yeah.
because your team has numbers for a minute.
We try grab Burn.
They have a lot of people under that walker, so it's going to give it resistances. Probably not the best walker push, much better to be doing Urn, but it seems like your team is missing the timing.
One's coming.
You got another kill. I would ask Rem specifically. I'd ask, hey Rem, can you run
Where
Urn?
are you hiding?
Ram, can you grab Burn?
Let's play.
This mode pro just constantly ulting you.
Yeah.
Ask your Wraith if she's catching yellow. Looks like she is, but
Oh yeah.
we just want to make
There
sure
was,
we're
like,
not dropping
4 blue.
objective.
You want to play, buddy?
Ah.
Looks like we're gonna
need
lose
to go
yellow
yellow
for
quickly.
that.
Our yellow walker is under attack.
Oh, what did she die to?
I think she died to Walker somehow.
Stay safe out there.
Do I get? Ah, silly. I was thinking about reactive barrier instead of debuff reducer.
It's a good game for reactive. They have a lot that can proc it. I would have gotten it earlier if I was going to get it. I mean, it's not terrible to get late, but probably
Venator
better just
Spears?
going unstop at this point.
They're gonna bleed.
So what are you seeing on the minimap and clock? Like, tell me what you're thinking right now.
Earning like 40 seconds, and we just don't know where any of the enemies are. But they're all alive.
No one stops me.
Our yellow walker is under attack.
So I would call to push yellow hard and punish them on their way out of this so they don't get out for free.
Defeated.
We try and punish this on yellow.
They're gonna bleed.
Oh.
He's dead. Nice. I would call mid boss right now. Say mid boss after Venator.
Let's get mid boss.
Going in.
Yep. I
I'm
would
gonna
just
fix
call-
yellow quickly.
Rem makes for a charming companion.
Cut 'em up. If I'm out here by myself, I need to stay alert.
The rejuvenator is descending. The spirit urge to be claimed.
So the only thing I would have done differently there is I would not have cleaned up a wave. I would have done mid boss and cleaned up waves after, because mid boss is a
Okay.
much more important objective than the base guardians, which were the biggest risk to it being lost there. So that's just my opinion, because they were 4v4. If they contested, that would have been a 4v4 fight in pit, rather than a 6v4, which it should have been, because you guys had 2 people. So that's the only thing I would have done differently, is just which objective is a bigger priority.
We try for earn here.
I really like that. I would top it with after we fight Ern, let's just push Walker together, but let's beta fight with Ern. I would just have your comm have more than one plan in their mind.
Okay. Ooh. Wait. Spy first.
I would go for Arctic Blast here if it were me.
He's about to get his legs broken.
Okay.
Yeah, the Spirit Resist plus the extra damage in the root, it's just really big for you. And your Wraith and Viper.
The urn is ours.
Next time for rotating over, if you're buying on that store and your team's on the other side of the map, I would just teleport over.
Okay.
Because you can just teleport under and then do that box route in the subway on that right
Push
side.
yellow.
But yeah, I would just get over to him and start shoving this Walker with rejuves.
Yeah, let's just do Walker here.
There's 3 showing blue. Shove Walker fast.
Yeah, do Walker now. Well, there's 3 on Viper.
And Viper gets out, which is crazy. Nice. Tell your team that rejuve's only half over and see if you guys can find a pick, because you don't want this rejuve to only be for Walker, ideally.
Let's try and get a pick from them. Let's get Venator here.
All for Dynamo to ult if you can get at least one person. This is a huge dynamo if we can press for. There we go. Tell your dynamo massive will glaze him a little bit.
Massive old dynamo, what the fuck?
Heroism is inspiring.
I'd tell your team, let's try and down base here. We have numbers.
Yeah, let's just try and get shrines here or something.
You guys might be able to down Patron or Hidden King, whatever it is now.
Softening him up.
Yeah, your Wraith is just gonna shred these objectives on your Viper. Rotate from one shrine to the other using the jump pads on top. Do you know what jump pads I'm talking about?
Yeah, those.
Yeah. Try and always use those. It's just a little efficiency thing. I would call it down and then leave instantly.
Yeah, let's half it and then just leave. We don't have rejuve for long.
I mean, if they're gonna fight you, man, if you can get staggered kills here, you can end.
Take out your predator.
Try and dive now. Try and die now. You have rejuve for 20 seconds. Be super aggressive. "10 seconds on rejuve. Die. Nice. Oh, huge. Say end. Call for your team to end the game.
Yeah, let's just end.
Yep. GG. Very well done.
GG.
Great job.
So the enemy team misplayed here, which is really nice for you guys because they just started staggering deaths after Patron was down. We take those. That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Okay,
I'm sorry, I thought these guys were supposed to be tough.
so just a few notes I'm going to go over really quick, and we can probably do one more game because that one was pretty quick if you have time, up to you.
Yeah.
So I'll just start from beginning to end here on the notes. I don't have a ton that I want to go over because it was a really strong game. Laning phase was really strong. I would say your positioning overall and your playstyle in laning doesn't need to change a whole lot. You are using your utility properly. You're not just going in and fighting unnecessarily. You're playing with your teammates. The only things that I would say is you need to be more aggressive on your timings. So, for example, kills and guardian damage are much less important than farm in the laning phase, unfortunately. It's actually something that I have a beef with about the game. It's way too much like Dota, where it's like you get really rewarded for a farming simulator, which isn't always fun. Like, I'm a super aggressive player, so I prefer to I'd rather get 7 kills than a tier 2 camp, so I just play that way, but it's not the most efficient way of playing, right? So, what I mean by that is if you have lane pressure at the 5-minute 30-second wave, so you're usually going into the Guardian at about 5 minutes and 45 seconds ish, depending on how fast you clear that wave, I would be looking to steal a tier 2 camp rather than getting damage on the Guardian or trying to get a kill, unless they're like literally 1 HP. So just something like that, and calm for your teammate to help you with it so it goes by twice as fast and you take half as much damage. The other thing to keep in mind about stealing enemy camps when you're making these sort of aggressive plays is that they're twice the value, because you're not only gaining souls from the camp, but you're stealing them and depriving them from the team, right? So if you're more aggressive, like when you're winning lane, like in the game we just played, you're going to be way more fed than you already were. Like, you had a really strong game. It would have been even stronger had you been a little bit more aggressive with stealing enemy boxes and stealing enemy camps on those timings. So just something to keep in mind. Just remember that the enemy camps are twice the value of your own camps, and they're like 4 times the value of a kill, especially early game.
Yep.
The other thing is just the bridge buff timing. Bridge buffs are a really big advantage, so try and go with your teammate. So if you are the one that's keeping track of it, if you're thinking to yourself, okay, what wave is it? Like, in laning phase, everything is broken down into 30-second increments because you're literally just playing around each wave that comes out every 30 seconds. So every time if it's the 4-minute wave, there's not going to be a whole lot you can do after you kill that. So maybe you poke the enemy team, maybe you poke the Guardian, maybe you just steal some boxes. But the 4-minute 30 wave, That's a big wave. You have to get pressure fast, and then you and your teammate both go to bridge buff. That way, if they're contesting, you're fighting up there together, and it's not just you up there, right? And if the enemy team is dumb enough to only send one person up there, and you're both there waiting, it's a 2v1. So now you get bridge buff and a kill, probably. So just something to keep in mind. I would always calm to my teammate, hey, bridge buff after this wave. Can we shove it as hard as possible and then both head up there? And then as soon as you have wave pressure and you've cleared the wave, just head to bridge buff. There's nothing else to do. Don't need to fight the enemy, etc. Make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
That's me just being like really nitpicky. For the most part, your lane was really, really strong. I'm just pointing out the areas in which you need to improve, but for the most part, there's very little that I have to say about laning because you played it really, really well. So very good job on the utility usage, the poking with the knives, the positioning behind pillars or in verticality to make it as hard as possible for them to trade. Especially, I don't know if you're doing this on purpose, you let me know, but especially because their items were headshot boosters. So you're making it as difficult as possible for them to get value out of that item. Headshot booster, especially on Ivy, it like doubles his damage on enemy heroes in lane with his gun. Ivy gun is like absolute dog water right now, so headshot booster doubles his damage. If you can deny that, you significantly reduce the amount of pressure that they can apply on you. So your positioning and your playstyle overall against items like that, and just paying attention to their items in general, is going to serve you really well. So well played there. Really liked that a lot. I would start roaming sooner, so this is kind of geared towards the mid game, but I would also say during lane phase. So like on those waves where there's nothing to get done, like let's say it's the 2-minute 30 wave, there's not going to be anything happening until the 5-minute mark in terms of camps or boxes, right? If you've stolen boxes earlier and you're at a 2-minute 30 wave, a 3-minute wave, a 3-minute 30 wave, those are waves in which you could probably gank the other lane if you feel like you have strong enough items to do so, right? Like if we've hit the 3200 for Decay, if we're rushing that, if we've hit Cold Front, which is a big power spike for Shiv, even extra charge just for the extra knife to be able to run in there. Things like that, I would consider roaming much earlier, but you have to communicate it to your teammate. So you communicate to your teammate, hey, shove this wave because I'm going to go gank blue. And then you guys kill the wave as quickly as possible. He knows to play passive because you're ditching him. And then you run to the other side of the map on blue. You do as much damage as possible before the wave gets there, and then you run back because you don't want to steal the wave from your teammates in blue. You don't want to deprive them of farm, and you don't want to leave your teammate stranded for too long. But I would just consider roaming a little bit earlier because Shiv has a lot of potential for that, especially after those power spikes like Cold Front, etc. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
I would say that your mid game was a little bit weaker because it felt like you weren't really sure what to do. So I'm gonna kind of take some notes here, and I'm gonna share this note taking that I have with you, so you can refer to it over the next week or so as you start to look at these games and try to improve and whatnot. But the thing that I'm gonna write down in particular is priority of objectives. Let me actually share my screen with you really quick. We're gonna I'm gonna share this screen really quick. Sorry, give me 1 second. Okay, so if you want to hop into my little stream here in Discord, I'm going to show you. So this is the map at 10 minutes in Deadlock. Are you seeing this?
Yep.
Okay, so I feel like after the 10-minute mark, we start to not know what to do. Or when we're roaming, we're just not sure what's going to be the biggest priority based on your gameplay. And maybe that's not the case. You tell me if I'm wrong. But what we really want to focus on are, for example, let me circle a few things here, and I want you to tell me. Okay, so none of the centers that I'm circling right here are doubles, right? Doubles are right here. Oh, sorry, that's terrible. Get rid of that. Centers are right here and right here. These are doubles. So we're just looking at the circle ones. Which one of these centers is most important? We've got one. Let's pretend you're yellow lane because that's where you were, right here. So we're in this lane. This is centers 1. This is centers 2. and this is Sinners 3. Which one do you think is the most important in general?
I think 2.
Okay, why do you think 2 is the most important?
Because it's the double sinners, and then if you take that from the enemy or they take it from you, then that's like 4 sinners in value.
Right. Okay.
Personally.
Yeah, really good thought process. So if we're this lane, I would say that number 3 is the most important because this also, maybe you'll remember this as after I say it, but this Sinners has 2 tier 2 minions with it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this Sinners is not created equal. This Sinners is alone and this Sinners is alone. But this Sinners and this Sinners right here, so this is our other number 3, also has 2 minis with it, the 2 tier 2 minions in there. So not only do you get a tier 2 minion, because usually when you're stealing a Sinners, you steal the Sinners and you steal 1 tier 2 minion. We want to leave 1 tier 2 minion so it doesn't respawn quicker. They have to come by and kill this minion for it to start the timer to respawn, right? And this is their half of the map, right? So everything above this line is their half of the map. Okay?
Okay.
So this Sinners is not only stealing farm, but it's also going to give you more value because there's a tier 2 minion right on it. So I would say this is your highest value Sinners, and this is the highest value Sinners for your team, outside of doubles, obviously, right? We're just talking about single Sinners, because doubles are obviously going to be the highest priority in any particular game, but stealing doubles is really high risk unless you're like Rem. So there's going to be very few scenarios in which you have enough farm or enough kills in which you're going to be trying to steal doubles at like 10 to 12 minutes. But it does happen. Like if they're hard shoving like Walker or something and your team has nothing to gain on this side of the map, like you can't possibly shove the Walker, then yeah, you could maybe be stealing Sinners and whatnot. But I'm just talking about what's going to be your highest priority in terms of what am I doing on Shiv, right? Because Shiv mostly wants to fight. Like you're meant to just go around executing people for the most part. But when there's nothing to fight, when there's nobody showing on the map, when you're not sure what to do, you need to be looking at, okay, well, what are my most important Sinners that I should be getting, right?
Okay.
So we want to focus on the Sinners and the Sinners, because they have the tier 2s rather, sorry, with the Sinners. And then any Sinners on their side of the map comes next, because number 1 and number 2, these are both single Sinners. They're really good value, but stealing this number 1 or this number 2 is double the value because you're stealing it from their half of the map, right? These are also close enough to the halfway mark. You're not so deep as a doubles that if you need to, after like 2 punches, if you think you're being collapsed on or if you see somebody coming, you can just dip. You don't have to full commit to the Sinners. But if you do get away with murder by getting the whole thing for free, that's a huge W for you. So Sinners are your number 1 priority. We're always going to focus on Sinners first.
Okay.
Second priority, we'll just go over these really fast, is actually, let me just erase most of this so it's not too cluttered. Let me ask you, what do you think the second priority should be? You're playing your game, let's say we're 15 minutes in. You know, mid boss isn't going to be an option because it's just too early in the game. Even if we wipe the enemy team, we're not doing mid boss 15 minutes. You know, let's say that all guardians are dead. So let's let me, where is the objectives? Okay, I can't remember, but let's just pretend that all guardians are dead. Okay, so we only have walkers to push, and we're just roaming. What do you think is going to be our next priority in terms of value for our time?
I would guess stealing tier 2 camps.
Yep, I would agree. Which tier 2 camps are you stealing on this map? Let me highlight a few so you have an idea. Got this tier 2, this tier 2, this tier 2, this one way back here. And then I'll highlight our tier 2s. I'm mostly staying on your side of the map because we're going to pretend that you're staying close to yellow. Let's say that you're hovering a teammate. Okay. These are the main tier 2s on this side of the map. Let's number them really
Okay.
quick. Let's have this be 1 through 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this one be 5. And this will just be 1 through 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Which camps are you stealing first?
So I would usually prio the first camp in the church.
Okay.
And then if I'm stealing, I guess I'd take the rooftop camp second because that's easier to get away.
Okay.
I don't think I would ever touch 4 on their side.
Good answer. Yeah.
Um,
Rarely are you going to be touching 4 with a walker up, that's for sure.
and maybe 3 if the wave is pushed and I've got a teammate near me.
Good, good. I really like that you're taking into consideration where the wave would be. Obviously, this isn't going to be a perfect example because you don't know who's on the map and whatnot. Let me tell you a little bit about soul priority here. So if we do... Oh, here we go. Game state. This is what I was trying to do. Like if we say that this is gone, this is gone. Here we go. Let's say that your wave is pretty pushed. And let's say that the waves are semi-healthy here too. Like let's say they're not terrible, you know? Like team's doing okay. Let's say maybe green's into pressure actually. Let's give you a harder decision to make. And then let's say we're farming and you've got your, let's say you've got your M1, so we've got Wraith right here. And she's farming or doing whatever. She's just the one that's been shoving yellow lane by herself and getting farm. And you just got bridge buff because it's 15 minutes and we never actually forget bridge buffs ever.
Okay.
Here's what I would do in this scenario. So, not all camps are created equal. If you look at this, souls at 15 minutes, the current value of this camp is 514. This one is 348. And this one is 448. So are you changing your answer on which one you would prioritize first?
I think still church first.
Okay.
And then see, I feel like the third one is just quite risky
This one?
because you can get like pushed from blue lane as well.
So that's mostly true. Let me tell you why I would actually prioritize this one second. So I agree with the church call first. If I'm just worrying about what I'm farming and the sinners is down, I'm going to do church first because it's going to give me enough time to see what develops on the map. But this is going to be my next priority because I have Secret Shop's teleport right next to it if I want to try and get out on in a cheeky way. I also have the bridge itself. I can climb the rope and then do some mechanics to try and avoid them as I go back into my walker. But also because even if I get like half of this camp, that's almost the same value of getting this entire camp. Okay? So even if I don't have to finish this camp, which we never do, right? Anytime we're stealing camps, we're always leaving a mini. Like the lowest value, we're trying to leave one so it doesn't respawn, right? So this camp has 3 tier 2s and 2 tier 1s in it. We're going to leave 1 tier 1 anyways. But even if I only get 2 of the tier 2s, that's the same as getting the 2 tier 2s up here, and then I can just leave. So to me, if I'm stealing the farm, I have wave pressure, I have a teammate near me, I definitely want to prioritize this one over the roof camp. The roof camp is nice because it's safe, but I wouldn't be so scared. You're better than these people that you're playing against. So you want them to come fight you as Shiv, right? You can even come to your teammates in blue and your Wraith. You can say, hey, I'm going to steal this camp. If I see anybody, I'm killing them. Come back me up. And then as soon as you see Ivy come in going, oh no, Shiv's stealing my tier 2, you just chase this Ivy all the way up until he doesn't even know what's right. He's in his spawn and you're executing him because you're just so much better than him, right? So you just tell your team what you're doing if you feel like it's risky enough that you might need their help. That way, when you're calling for help, they're not like, oh, well, I'm backing right now, or oh, I'm getting this tier 3 all the way back here. They're like, oh, Shiv might need my help in a second. Let me maybe just shove wave or something. Or you can say, hey, Wraith, I'm going to clear this camp. Can you come hover me really quick and we can maybe get a pick with your ult or whatever it may be. So I wouldn't be so scared to steal farm because you're so much better than them. Just be ready to take those fights because Shiv wants to fight, right? So stealing the camps is basically a side hustle for your day job. You just want to be fighting them. But sometimes the best way to fight them is to piss them off by stealing their entire jungle. And if they let you steal the whole camp, fine, get fed, execute them later, that's fine. But just be aware that you don't need to be too scared about stealing camps. Now, obviously, we don't want to be taking this tier 2, right? Ever, basically. But we do want to be a little bit more aggressive in terms of value. So knowing that this tier 2 camp is worth almost double this tier 2 camp makes it way higher value in stealing. Last thing I want to go over really quick. Do you have any questions about that actually before I move on to my next point? I just want to go over that really quick.
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
Oh,
Has all this made sense? I know I've been talking a lot, so I just want to make sure I'm not, clear as mud.
I think so. I'm just trying to think of what I could ask.
Okay. If it comes to you after, that's fine. You can always just message me or whatever.
I was thinking, if you're quite far ahead, should you be, and you've got like insane kind of map pressure, should you just finish their camps off so that they respawn and you can steal them again?
So there's a time and a place for that. It's really hard to judge though. I would say if you feel like you're smurfing, like if it's one of those games where you're just absolutely dogging on the enemy team and their jungle is just your jungle, then yes, I would. I would say that's going to be a rare case. Like my brother is my main duo for fun, right? Like I've never really played this game to try to rank up or like be a huge sweat. I mainly play for fun, but I'm constantly trying to improve, and that's how I got to Eternus. But my duo's in Phantom, so my brother is like high Phantom. So every time we queue, I'm in like low Ascendant lobbies, and it feels like I'm smurfing. So I will do that. I'll steal their whole camp. I'll steal everything in their jungle. I'll be getting their doubles at 8 minutes, not their singles at 8 minutes. If I feel like I can be aggressive and get away with it, absolutely, I would steal the whole camp. I would just say, in general, as you get better and as you start to get the rank that you deserve, because you definitely deserve better than Oracle 6, right? Your gameplay's way above that. So I need you to keep that in mind. Like, you're not an Oracle player, but Phantom players will punish that. So it's going to be something that you have to keep in mind. Like, for now, yes, but don't make it like, maybe I'll put it this way. Know that it's the wrong play, but you can get away with it against worse players. Does that make sense?
Okay, I think so. So
I would just want you to understand that the optimal choice is leave a minion so it doesn't respawn, right? Treat the game or your game sense knowledge like you have to be playing in Eternus 6. Like, that is the optimal thing to do. We want to be leaving a minion. However, you're not always going to be making the quote-unquote optimal choice when you're playing against people who are worse than you, because you can get away with murder. So there will be times, I have a VOD up actually right now that I did with me and my brother. There are times when I'm like not even securing orbs. I'm not even looking at them. I'll just kill a minion and then I'll just run at them and start smacking them and shooting them and whatever, because I know I can get away with it. I know that it's just, they're not going to be able to punish me enough for it, that the lane pressure I'm gaining is going to be way more valuable because of our matchup or whatever. So you have to, you'll get with time, you'll get what you're able to get away with. I would say playing somewhat aggressive is going to be easier to learn, because when you're punished, you'll go, okay, I can't get away with that anymore, or oh my gosh, I can't believe I just got away with that. So being semi-aggressive is going to teach you, it's kind of limit testing of deadlock, and you're going to find out that, like, even in high Ascendant, low Eternus lobbies, people do really dumb stuff, and you can get away with really dumb stuff too. So I would definitely keep it in mind. Like, for right now, I would play more aggressively. So I would be taking the entire camp so you get more farm, and so that when it regens, if you know the timers on respawns and if you're paying really close attention to it. Otherwise, you're just giving them farm back. But just know it's not the optimal play, right? Like, I just need you to understand that I'm making a bad choice on purpose for this reason, and then it's okay. If you're just making a bad choice but you don't know why, or you think it's the right choice, that's when it needs to be addressed, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, any questions? Any follow-up questions on that?
If you're in lane and you're like pressuring them quite hard and you're stealing their tier 1s, do you take all of the camp or leave one as well?
In lane, I always take the full camp. You're trying to get as much value as possible because you want to hit ults first. So in lane, you're stealing everything all of the time. It's only in the mid game in which we're going to start trying to deprive farm, because you may want to take that whole tier 2 camp on the left side of the map, but in, 2.5-3 minutes when that camp respawns, we may not be on that side of the map anymore, and their solo laner might be over there. So their Infernus, who's trying to get fed, it now has a whole camp to himself rather than one little mini that you left for him, because you're not on that side of the map anymore. So that's why it's tougher in the mid game to steal the whole camp, because it's hard to be everywhere all at once. But in lane phase, definitely steal everything. Steal all of their boxes, steal the whole camp, everything. Because the whole idea in lane is to snowball.
Okay. Yeah.
The last thing, and if you have any questions, feel free to interrupt me. But I had one more thing I wanted to go over in the mid game specifically, is build order with purpose. I would definitely like to see you building more damage earlier for the roaming phase. So, for example, just looking at your build really quick, I feel like Fortitude was too early. If it were me, I'm getting like Spirit Resilience before I'm getting Fortitude, if ever. But I'm definitely getting Decay first. Like, I would really want you to think to yourself, I don't need Fortitude if they're all dead. So let's just kill them all because I'm better than them. And then we'll get Fortitude later if we need it. Because I want to see that anti-heal coming in earlier. I want that damage to be coming in earlier. I want you to be able to fight aggressively every 30 seconds or so when Decay is off cooldown. Okay, so I want you to be a little bit more aggressive with your build order. And then I also want you to watch some Shiv players, and I can give you some names, but I'd like you to look at what they're doing and compare to what you're doing and see, are they being aggressive? Why are they being aggressive? Why are they building in the order that they're building? I want you to look at that, because I'm not going to be able to tell you everything about Shiv, right? Like, I'm not an Eternus Shiv player, I'm just an Eternus player. So I would like you to look at Eternus Shiv players specifically to take notes on all of that. But I would just like to see you specifically building more aggressive, because you're better than them. And I don't want you building all defensive against players that you're better than. Had you built more damage, you would have gotten more kills, got more fed, snowballed or easier, and just gotten more wins. So that's just a minor note. It's not a big deal, just something I thought I'd mention.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, any questions?
I don't think so.
Okay, not a problem.
It's hard to think of questions.
That's okay. That's okay. Last thing I want to touch on, it's especially if we're going to play one more game, because I really want to see you put this into action in the next game, is I don't want to see any hesitation on comms. I want you to confidently make bad comms if that's what it takes. So like, I would rather you say the wrong thing confidently and get your whole team wiped doing the wrong thing than like hesitate and miss out on what could have been a game-changing comm, right? So what I mean by that is, like, when you guys have an earn opportunity, I want you to, like, with conviction, not like demand your team do everything that you say, right? Because they're not going to listen to somebody that has like a massive ego like that or something. But I would like you to be like, hey, Rem, grab earn. Even if you want to, just bring it to me and I'll carry it the rest of the way. But we've got numbers right now, and we have to be getting earn right now. You know, that way he knows, okay, well, if Shiv wants to carry it, Shiv can carry it. I'll just bring it over to him. or he'll be like, oh, you know what, he's right, I'll just carry it the whole way because I'm the support, and he'll realize that that would be the right call anyway. But I would just like you to not hesitate on those calls, because there was one time when we could have been getting earned and Rem picked it up like 20 seconds late, and I think it's just because there was hesitation in your comm and not enough conviction or specificity. I would say be very specific on who's picking up the earn, and asking team to help depot, like tell your team, hey, can I get Warden with me and Rem so we can depot the three of us, and then the other team can push the walker if they so choose or whatever. But like ideally your team fighting on it. I'm just saying be specific with your comms and have conviction, because your teammates are only going to listen to you if they feel that you're confident in that call. So even if you have to fake it till you make it, I want you to be making those comms strongly, even if it ends up being the bad call, because that's how you're going to limit test again. That's how you're going to learn what's good, what's bad, etc. Does that make sense? Oh, did you hear me?
Oh, my mic is muted. I think that sometimes, like, I might have the right idea in my head, but I'm not too confident in it, so I just decide not to comment, even though sometimes I feel like that would have been the right decision.
Yeah, we need to trade that out of you. We need to train the idea of like, all of my comms are right, even when they're wrong, they're right. Like we need to start there, because eventually you're going to get to a point where you do know what the right thing is, and you're going to be in the habit of calming it quickly with conviction and specifically. So your team knows exactly what they need to be doing to work together. If you're hesitating on making these comms because you're not confident on whether it's the right call, we're never going to work up that muscle memory as to when you are making the right calls. Because we can't not confidently make the right call. Team won't listen to it, especially in the lower ranks. Like, because if your team isn't sure, they're also not sure. I guess we should be at that point. When you make a comm, your teammates are thinking, wait, is that the right call? Like, they don't know themselves whether it's right or wrong. So just tell them that it's right. Just say, hey Rem, grab the urn. If you need to, you can drop it for me and I'll run it. I'd prefer that you run it, but we need to be getting urn right now. And even if your whole team wipes in that urn fight, it was the right call. Even if it was the wrong call, it's the right call. Because we just need to work on that muscle memory of, my comms are right, I need to be confident in my calls, and timing often is more important than the call itself. So even if the urn call was the wrong call, it's definitely the wrong call 20 seconds late like Rem did. You guys didn't get punished for it too hard, if I remember correctly, but 20 seconds late on a call is like way too long, especially that early in the game. So gotta act now, gotta act fast kind of thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so.
The last thing, and this is something that we're going to try and work on this next game, I'm going to do a little bit more backseating on it, is we're going to work on pre-calming. So that's going to be, you were in the middle of a fight where you guys had just gotten a kill, and you were killing the Venator, and he was like 1 HP. When he's 1 HP, and you're working on that second kill, after, well, here's a few things, and I'll write this down so you can reference it in your notes as well. But generally speaking, there's a few times to keep in mind. After 18 minutes into the game, and this is all dependent on team fight ults, which we can kind of go over if we need to, but after 18 minutes in the game, if you get 2 or more kills close together, it's always mid-boss. After 20 to 22 minutes into the game, you can get away with mid-boss after 2 kills. Doesn't need to be 3, even if they're slightly spaced. After about 25 minutes, give or take, even just 1 kill can mean mid-boss. Okay, so I'll share that with you, but what we really need to keep in mind is that we were like, if I remember correctly, you guys were like 20 to 21 minutes in the game, and you got 2 kills right next to each other, and they didn't have any team fight ults to contest, right? The most they had was like Ivy Gargoyle or something stupid. You guys definitely need to be going for mid-boss as soon as possible, because death timers are only like 30 seconds. So they're gonna be up pretty much by the time you guys are killing the mid boss and rejuve crystals dropping, which still gives you the advantage in the mid boss pit. So the thing that I really want you to focus on, or what I'm getting at here, is understanding those times so that while you're getting that second kill, trust your teammates to finish the kill enough to look away from your character and the actual kill itself and glance at the clock and say, how late into the game are we? Can we get mid boss here? And pre-comment. So say, if we kill Venator right here, everybody head to mid boss. That way, as soon as Venator dies, your whole team knows we're going to mid boss. Instead of, which happens a lot in low elo, after Venator dies, after 10 seconds, the team discusses whether they should go mid boss or not. It's already too late, especially early in the game. So if you get used to pre-comming these ideas, like what do I want to be doing next, that's going to help a lot. So this is why communication and game sense are like married. And so it's something really good that we're working on both of them and that you can focus on moving forward is think about what we should be doing and then pre-com that to your team to prepare them for that, because you're literally playing with 5 other puppets, right? You're playing with 5 Oracle puppets and you're this phantom player that's trying to get them to make the right calls. So you have to be convicted with your comms. You have to calm what's happening before it's even going to happen, so your teammates know, because the puppets are only going to react when you pull the strings. And we need to understand exactly what is going to be the next best comm. So I will write this down if we need to, but let me kind of just give you an idea of objective priorities. So Deadlock is a objectives MOBA and hero shooter in that order, respectively. So primarily objectives on the map are more important than kills or fighting or the fun stuff, in my opinion. So the first priority is retaker. If you're ever behind and it's a retaker, it's more important than mid boss. You need to stop everything you're doing and get that retaker. I would also emphasize, if it's on the brink of being a retaker. Sorry, I'm noting this down as I'm talking to you. Tell your team to stop farming so you can pick it up and lock it in as retake. You know what I mean by that? Like picking it up and locking it in?
Yeah, when it's when you pick it up, it like stays at that.
Right, until the urn resets after the 5-minute mark, right? So the urn resets every 5 minutes. If you pick it up for the next 5 minutes, it's locked into whatever you picked it up as, right? So your ramp, this was another thing that happened in the game. If you had calmed this, I kind of backseated and told you I would calm this. Had you done it like right when I told you and your team stopped farming, you guys would have had a retake urn. Instead, you ended up having to try and deliver a neutral urn and fight over it. I don't remember exactly how that went, but it's definitely worse than a retake urn, right? We'd rather be on our side of the map where less of them are confident enough to contest it. So telling your team, hey, everybody stop farming for like 1 minute or, 30 seconds. Let me pick up this retake urn and then you can go back to doing what you're doing and they probably won't even contest this urn. We get a free 4,000 souls or whatever. So retake urn, always the top priority. If it's really close to being a retake urn, focus on that, pay attention to that, and then try and take advantage of it. The second highest priority in any given game is mid boss. So if you can ever get mid boss and the souls are fairly even if the souls are uneven actually, if you can ever get mid boss, get it, unless you're super far behind and they have team pilots. Then it may be safer to get urn. But mid boss is your second priority. So retake urn, then mid boss. So always be thinking to yourself, if you can get mid boss, I would almost always go for mid boss. It's just that retake urn should take priority over pushing a walker, pushing a guardian, getting a double sinners, anything. Retake urn is by far the most valuable. But in terms of like grabbing objectives, I would say even if it's between retake urn and a mid boss, like if you just got 3 kills, I'd get mid boss and do retake urn with, or even neutral urn at that point with the rejuves and fight it, right? So retake urn is only the #1 objective in terms of we're super far behind and there's no world where we're getting mid boss.
Okay.
Third priority is neutral urn. This can be used as bait to get a walker if we're slot locked. Extra souls from urn are useless if we're slot locked by walkers. So ideally, you and one other person, not necessarily you as Shiv, but I'm just saying 2 people in general, and you're the one making the call, so if you have to do it, so be it, are picking up the neutral urn and heading over to depot. Somebody is going to be in the lane that it's depoting. So let's say you pick it up in yellow and you're trying to take it over to green. Say, hey, Warden, push green waves so they see you on the minimap by the urn depot, and I'm going to grab urn and bring it over to you. Our other 4 teammates, you guys push up on yellow walker and let's get that slot. And then you get over really close to depot, not close enough for them to steal it, and then you just take it back to your base and drop it off, and your team gets walker. I would also specify to your teammates when you're doing this. So I'm just going to make a quick note on when baiting the urn. When baiting the urn, only have 1 person showing in the lane that is shoving walker. So what I mean by that is if we look back at the interactive map, am I still streaming this? I am. Okay. So if we look back at the interactive map and we let me clear this whole thing really quick. Let's say that urn is on yellow. Okay, so you're picking up urn right here and you're depoting right here. And we're trying to get yellow walker. What we want is for 3 of your teammates to be sitting in this jungle, invisible. Anywhere in the jungle, doing whatever they want. They cannot be seen by the wave. You just want 1 person shoving, so when the enemy team looks at the minimap, they're not alerted by 4 freaking teammates sieging this walker and they know it's a fake urn, right? So you're just going to take the urn over through a regular pathing, and when you get to about right here, right? So you're up on the roof, and you're looking down at it and you're not being contested yet, we just head back to base and we drop it off. Your team, your 1 person that was over here starts shoving walker, and these 3 teammates all join. We have 4 people sieging the walker, and it should die fairly quickly even if they bring like 1 or 2 people to defend it. Does that make sense?
I think so.
Okay.
How would you calm this though?
So for me, my comm sounds like this. Hey guys, I'm baiting urn. Can I have the M1 that's been staying in this lane? So like, let me give an example. So like, Wraith, since you've been side laning yellow, can you just shove the wave and be the only person visible on the map? Me and Warden are going to go over to urn depot, and then we're going to take it back to base as a bait. And the rest of you hide in the jungle and just go up to the walker once Wraith has shoved the wave far enough. Unless you have to gank for a kill. Then they'll do as close to that as possible.
Okay, yeah.
It doesn't have to be perfect. This isn't a pro game. Just getting them to do anything close to that is going to be more than Phantom players can handle. Definitely more than the Oracle players on the other team can handle. So the enemy team is going to be like, what just happened? I thought it was just Wraith over there and now we lost a walker, right? Because they're going to think, oh, Wraith's shoving walker, I'm going to go defend it. So then Hayes goes to defend Wraith against the walker, and all of a sudden Dynamo, Yamato, and Venator all pop out of the jungle and nuke her, and she's like, oh, hey, by the way, their whole team's in freaking yellow, we just lost a walker. Meanwhile, you guys just take urn back to safety, you don't give up urn, and you got a slot. So that's going to be a really valuable thing to keep in mind as a strategy. People bait urn incorrectly all the time. In low elo, you can literally just like take the urn across the map. All of them pretend like it's a beehive and all the bees swarm over to the urn depot, and then your team just gets walker for free because they don't have any macro. In Oracle and Phantom, they have enough macro that they're going to understand, hey, this urn might be a bait. Like, they're slot locked. We're far enough into the game. They don't have a single walker and we're ahead. They want that urn pretty bad. They need the souls, but they also need the slot. So let's watch the other side of the map. Oh, look, there's a Wraith pushing the wave. Maybe it is a bait. I'm going to go defend the Wraith. But they're not going to send 4 people to defend this walker. They're not thinking in their heads, oh, you know what? There might be 3 people in that jungle for this bait to get that walker. Oracle and Phantom players are not thinking that. So you get away with murder every time if your team follows the comm. But you have to have conviction that it's the right comm, right? So you have to tell them like, hey, trust me, do this. You 3 hide in this building right here or whatever and wait for your Wraith to shove. collapse on that person and get the walker for free. I'm going to pull at least 3 over here, so you guys are fighting a 4v3 at worst, right? And
Okay.
you guys will probably have blue being shoved. You have to be ready to sacrifice that, right? Even if it means you drop the urn somewhere in here and then go try and defend your blue with your warden or whoever was pushing over here. Because they're going to try and compensate, right? They're going to send 3 here and 1 to 2 here. That means they're splitting here. We're willing to sacrifice that. Even if we lose the walker, we're willing to sacrifice it because we're slot locked. Okay? So if you're ever in a situation where you need slots, that is more important than the urn. So we'll say, I'm just going to make a note here. Walkers if slot locked. Oops, sorry. Okay. I'll refine that later, but I just wanted to make a note. So just wanted to go, let's just kind of go over that again. First, top priority, if mid-boss is absolutely out of the question, we're either too far behind, it's already been downed, or they just have too many teamfight ults that we would need like 3 different kills to get it. Retake urn is always going to be your number 1 priority. It's the most important farming objective on the map. It's better than tier 3s, tier 2s, sinners, everything combined. We want the retake urn. It's also free souls because early in the game, no psychopaths are going to be contesting that urn. And if they are, your team needs to be ready to punish that hard. So, you know, if you pick up a retake urn, tell your team, hey, I'm going to depot this retake urn. If they do contest me like psychopaths, we need to punish that. So please hover depot. It should be free. But I'm headed over there, you know? And then your team is like, oh, you know what? He's right. If they contest a retake urn at 14 minutes in the game, they're psychos, and we're going to punish that. So retake urn, number 1 priority. Second priority is going to be mid-boss. It's technically your first priority in the event that it's viable. So this is late enough in the game, usually 18, 19, 20 minutes or later. Mid-boss is your number 1 priority over retake urns because we can get a retake urn with rejuves. So if we can take mid-boss, that is going to be our priority. After that, it's going to be, if we're slot locked, we're trying to get walkers any way we can, whether it's baiting urn, whether it's a 6-man siege dying under walker, you know, whatever we have to do, we can't remain slot locked or we'll just get outscaled until we lose. So walkers, if you're slot locked, is your 3rd priority, and last priority is going to be neutral urn. So that's the order of operations. So be thinking about that whenever you're pre-comming. Okay, so we're 19 minutes into the game, Venator's 1 HP, and we already have a 6v5 going on right now. It's about to be a 6v4. I need to be calming, hey, after we kill this Venator, everybody down to mid-boss. And you can even go grab urn and bring it to mid-boss, so that after you kill mid-boss, you just pick the urn back up and then walk it over and depot, so you're not wasting too much time. Like, if you have the liberty to do that. But generally speaking, be thinking about this order of operations, like what's the next biggest objective, and then try to pre-com that. Even if you're wrong, remember, you're always right. So just pre-com it. Tell your team, hey, if we get this 2nd kill, let's do urn. If you feel like that's the best call, make it like it is the best call. Make it like there's no other call that could possibly be better. Okay? And I really want you to focus on that this game, because I think it's going to really help you with your Oracle puppets. Like, because you're so much better, you're just going to own the whole enemy team, and then you're just going to help your team own the enemy team together, because the biggest problem with Oracle players is that they don't work together very well. It's like probably the biggest difference between Oracle and Phantom players is that usually Oracle players are just like KDA warriors and don't care about their team. If you can make these types of pre-coms, it forces them to work together and use the skill that they have to get to Oracle, because they're not bad players. They have good micro, but it forces them into working together. And then you're making like this mini pro team in the middle of a game, right? And that's kind of your goal as the best player in the lobby.
Okay.
So we covered a lot. I am taking notes on all of this because you're obviously not going to be able to apply every single thing in every single game. So I'm just going to share this note with you after this next game, because I'm still going to be here for this next game. And then you can kind of use it as a reference sheet, if you will, for your next games as you play by yourself and whatnot over the next weeks or whatever. But I really want you to focus on the which camps should I be prioritizing when I'm roaming in the mid game? Like if there's nothing to do and nobody to kill, and like I'm essentially bored or don't know what's next, know which sinners to get, know which tier 2 to get, know that their jungle is just my jungle. Like I'm just better than them. If they come and contest me, I'll kill them. I've already told my teammate that I'm doing this and that they need to hover me, right? And then pre-comming major objectives and knowing which objectives come next. So it's all going to come with time and repetition. So let's go ahead and hop into another game if you have time, and then we'll focus on those. And I'll try and call them out as I see them, and let you know, hey, calm this tier team, hey, calm that tier team, kind of like I did last time. But I'm going to be a little bit more forceful on it because I want you to start building this muscle memory, that you're so much better than them and that your comms are never wrong. We need to ingrain that into you.
Okay.
And then I'll kind of touch up this note sheet while we're waiting so that I can send it to you. And if anything's unclear, if you want me to repeat anything, let me know, because I do a lot of talking because I want to cover as much as possible. That way you can absorb at least one thing, right? Because there's no way that you can absorb everything and then just be Eternus overnight. But if we can at least improve one thing, even a little bit, you're gonna start ranking up quick.
Yeah, I think everything's clear. I might not exactly think of it in game, but I think I've kind of processed everything you said.
You have a really strong base, which is really convenient for me as a coach because you're doing a lot of things really right. So we just need to focus on like a few things. Like all the things I'm talking about are because you're doing everything else like really, really freaking good, right? So if we can just improve in these other little areas, you're gonna be Eternus like way fast. So that's all we need to worry about is like if you can start getting used to how macro works, what's most important, and being able to identify that ahead of time and pre-comment and force your team to work together, is going to be a breeze getting to Eternus. Because everything else, like mechanically, micro, your hero knowledge and positioning, utility usage, understanding your role, playing as a frontline, not being scared. Like Shivs that play behind their teammates are just, it's a tragedy to watch, and you're not doing that. Like things like that you're already doing right. Like, we just need to improve these tiny little things on the side. Your base is like so strong still. So
I think I do kind of play behind my teammates if I am like the weakest on the team, we're down souls, and I don't have rage built yet.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be scenarios for sure. But I'm talking like perma backseat Shiv players that think they're some sort of backline knife bot instead of a frontline. Like, that's really tragic. So it seems you understand your role really well. I'm not saying that you can't ever play behind your teammates, right? Like, I'm not saying go in when you have 200 health. I'm just saying, like, in general, some Shiv players don't understand that the hero is a frontline. Like, that's how he's built to be.
They're gonna die slowly. Taking them.
Bad trades.
They're not great trades, but that's okay. Not every trade has to be positive. You guys are not in a strong lane here. I mean, Ivy Shiv definitely loses against this matchup, so...
Yeah, I was trying to get as much damage in before the heal minion was killed.
Yep. Yeah, you're playing it well. Do your thing, your lane is strong. You guys don't win this, I mean, in general, so that's okay.
This way is Mark now. I'm gonna steal their boxes quickly.
Good calm. And good timing awareness.
Going to shop.
Right here. Lock your hands.
Headed to blue.
Blades out.
Oh. That was bad.
Very heads up parry by your friend here.
My bad, Ivy. No, I don't think that got counted.
Okay, it happens.
I just need to wait for her to come back to get the wave. Oh, I need to deny.
Let's play.
Next wave is boss, by the way.
Huge.
Going to shop.
I would tell him, say, I'm gonna be super aggressive on waves so we can clear it fast. Come with me to bin.
Yeah, can we get pressure on wave and clear it quickly?
I would just head to bridge buffs. There's not gonna be anything you can do to save him if he dies. I would just get here.
Our yellow guardian has been destroyed.
I would come to your team. Since Guardian's down, Mirage and or Warden might be roaming.
Mirage is probably gonna roam soon. I think it would probably be Mirage.
It's likely, yeah. It's likely that they're gonna give this lane to Warden. But, I mean, he may stay here. I don't know. Mirage might not know what he's doing.
I see Mirage.
They think they're in
Yeah, I would back up here, start playing towards your walker. That was a good trade overall. You won that trade for sure.
I'm gonna go up blue. We try and get this walker? Guardian.
Our yellow walker is under attack.
Fuck.
It's okay. Your Infernus is
Mirage
dead
is
here.
here?
I would just leave. I'd back up and tell your guys that you're backing up.
Sinners are up.
Don't think I can hold this.
Just give it to them, I think. Wait, is there only 2?
Yeah, you guys can test this with Infernus. For sure. Ooh, they're both super low.
Oh, Graves. Stay Deku.
Oh, your Infernus is balls, dude.
They're both one, but we can't really get them.
Let's just get the Sinners.
Tell her to leave it tier 2 if she comes and helps you with this. If.
Just leave the minion here. I'm super low.
Yeah. I'd just reset here, that's fine.
I'm gonna reset, guys, if you want the wave. I think they're gonna get Guardian though.
Given that you have so much money, I would consider rushing Decay here.
Okay.
If you like that, I got some other stuff.
And Cold Front, yeah, that'd be
Okay.
huge.
Yep.
Are adorable.
This power spike is insane. I would look to fight somebody that isn't 9k. So avoid the Warden and the Mirage, but
I was gonna get our doubles because nobody's got them yet. We want those up.
yep, that'll work. You have bridge buffs first though. I would do bridge buffs first.
The Archmother will both.
And it's a spirit buff. That's so massive. Casting buff and you just hit your spirit power spike. I would gank the Graves Blue before doing doubles. She's pushed up half HP, Dorman's there.
I think we can kill Graves and Doorman here, maybe.
Yeah, I'm coming, but I'm low.
Ah, I should be going for the Graves.
Still can. Nice. Get in there. Oh my gosh. That's so unlucky.
Oh my. No.
Nice try.
Mirage is here. I'm gonna go yellow quickly.
Our yellow walker is under.
Ask your team if they think there's any way they can test that urn depot.
Are you guys able to contest?
The urn has been dropped.
They dropped it. Okay.
Spirit jar is here.
Okay.
The darkness creeps ever
I can maybe get this garden here.
closer amongst them.
They might come back for the buff.
Softening them up. Boom blades.
The spirit urn.
Yeah, it's unlucky.
Bolted.
Uh,
Our green walker is under attack.
that's huge. I think we could try go for Earn here.
The warden.
Please be more careful.
Ask your Infernus when he reses if he can go yellow.
Yeah, Infernus, can you go yellow when you revive?
Yep.
Oh, Geist already
Oh,
has
guys,
it.
it's going.
Say never mind Infernus, can you come to green? Or
Never
get
mind
blue?
Infernus.
Yeah.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Still haven't got our doubles. No wait, Ivy's going for it.
I would push green here because your team just got a kill. Try and help them get out of that fight because they might be getting collapsed on.
I'm coming green.
Mirage
Mirage is here, I think we
behind.
should just leave.
Yeah. Get close to your rim so he can jump to you.
Rem oh,
Yeah. Nice try, nice try. It's okay. You had the right thought, just a little bit late. That's okay.
Let's
I
push
think
yellow.
Rem is a little bit annoyed about that.
Yeah, I mean, they have a lot in green, so he's wanting to get pressure in yellow, which is okay. I mean, that's the right
Guys, I think you
call.
can take Guardian here. Haze might be there on you though.
Yeah, I'll go for it, but yeah, Hayes has been here the whole time.
I think we might need to help on green.
Two here.
You guys can kill if you tell your team to
I can
push.
kill here.
Yeah. You guys got this. You're so much better than them. Exactly. Heck yeah, keep running them down. Nice. Bridge buffs in 15. Tell your team that so they can get the right side going.
Bridge buffs in 15.
Makes for a charming companion.
Ask your team if they can secure the right side you've got left.
Can someone get the right side?
Another casting buff that's so big.
Furnace, I'm on you. Just leave one minion.
The spirit urn is waiting to be claimed.
He's on me, he's on me. Drifter, can you go yellow quickly?
Our yellow walker is under attack.
I think Furnace should be able to get that before I hit screen.
Yep.
No. I think I'm dead here.
Yeah, you're dead. It's okay though. You guys got some kills. I like it. You guys are up in souls. Just keep doing what you're doing. You're not behind or anything. I would consider Warpstone here. The mobility is going to help you a lot, and the bullet resil. So getting out of those warden cages, and then just the bullet resil, getting out of the haze ults, I think Warpstone's going to provide you a lot of value here.
I'm gonna push yellow for pressure. The wave is. steal his camp while he clears that wave, I think.
Yeah, your blue's under pressure though. You guys might lose the walker on Furnace has it. Ivy's rotating over, that's good. Tell your team in green to be careful, only 2 showing on the map. Oh yeah, they have the other 4. It's too late. They're caught out of position. Tell guys to be careful, there's... It's probably...
Yeah, guys, just back up, I think.
They should have that Graves, yep. So there's 1 return kill, so they can't get mid-boss. Yeah, there's 4 on green. Tell them Mo's missing. From yellow.
Mo's missing, but I think he's near me.
Green's probably gone. See if you can trade below.
Our green walker is
We try and trade blue for this walker.
I would try and get there to help your Infernus if you can. It's probably just a mobile.
Furnace, I'm coming.
Yeah, there it goes.
our green walker has
They're all low,
Oh
but
my
I think-
gosh. The Furnace lived.
And he's just 1.
Oh, you hyperlined him. Nice.
I think we can kill him here.
Oh, you kill him for sure. Yeah, Walker's dead. Nice. I
Big.
would call mid boss. I would say you could probably get it here.
I think mid boss quickly. If we rush.
Yeah, I have to buy, but no.
I would say
Nah, I don't think.
Don't have damage.
say if can we get Earn instead then?
Can we do earn? Maybe.
Don't say
Or
maybe.
just
You're
pick it up with
confident.
Gatewalker.
Yeah. Your comms are always right.
Nice, man. Good job.
Alright, pick up earn, pick up earn.
Say our waves are healthy. Let's fight on Earn Depot together as a team.
our yellow walker is under attack.
Let's punish this Graves and then try and confirm earn.
Huge. Nice. Mirage ulting over. So
Mirage
we
is here.
can start getting some damage. I wouldn't 1v1 him near the zombies though. Yeah, that's a lot of
I think I'm
damage.
dead.
Ivy's just getting a nuke.
They're kind of low here.
Yeah, poor Ivy.
I think just maybe go resists here.
Yep, I like it.
Come in yellow. Like just leave blue.
Our blue walker has been defeated.
Oh, it's so
No.
lucky.
He just hit me for 1,400 with the gin mark.
Yeah.
He's only 4k up as well.
Our yellow walker is under attack.
Oh no.
Nice kill. Tell your Ivy you're coming. Help him stay aggressive.
Yeah, let's
Yep.
get Warden.
Yeah, you calming that you're helping him is gonna help him keep pushing, stay aggressive here. Nice. Say
Try and
go
go
for
for
that
Mirage here.
Mirage too, yeah. They'll keep giving you guys kills. This is mid boss.
Done around here.
I got you.
Free calm here. Mid boss after Mirage.
Mid boss, mid boss. Let's go.
Okay, I'll get yellow. You guys get me boss.
I mean, I don't love that, but that's okay. Just go ahead and do mid boss anyway.
I think just back and come mid.
They're on me. I'm just running. You definitely have mid.
Bro's not here. Hayes may be rotating over. We don't know, but you guys should have this.
Hayes has ult.
We have Rimmel. Should be okay.
Remote, remote.
Nice work. Punish this hard. Oh, back. Nice.
Let's get Mirage.
That was a weird interaction.
I need to do that.
Okay, you're playing this really well. Nice work.
Focus Mirage. He's decayed.
Nice.
I might need to heal.
You're dead, I think. Mark. Ooh! Oh my gosh! You're good, you're good. You're alive.
Your stay will be unforgettable.
Oh, that low doorman's gonna get out because he had open furnace.
We try to steal their farm, maybe.
Yeah, good call. Nice, yeah, I'm really liking how this is going. I like how you're being a little bit more confident with your calls.
Do you think I should go Fortitude next, or?
You can. It's going to be a lot more valuable now in the game because you'll be able to stay out longer after these engagements. So I think you'll get a lot more valuable out, or a lot
Horns
more
on me.
value out of it now, but you may not need it at all. We'll see.
Come here.
Yeah, you're better than him and stronger than him. Just run him down. Tell your run you're running him down.
Nice.
Nice. Steal that Sinners after the wave. After the wave. After the wave. Oh, your Infernus is catching wave. You're good. Oh, bridge block. Never mind.
buff.
Screw this. Screw the Sinners. I wasn't paying attention to the clock. So we'll miss the clock. Nice movement. Oh, Hayes.
I'm on you guys. We try and get Hayes.
Oh, the double ult. Yeah, I just get out.
Just get out. There's 4 here, I think.
Infernus is in. That's so sad. He might die.
The spirit urn is waiting to be claimed.
I would not go in here. Infernus lasted a lot longer than he should have, but yeah, him going in there 1v3 was definitely not it.
They might look for Urn here.
Yeah. If you had anybody over there, I would be calming for them to deny Urn, but you can go try. You can try and grab the Urn and bring it back to your base, but I think Warden's going to punish you for it, so be very careful. If you see him coming at you, give up on the plan.
I think I heard Mo near me. They aren't looking for Urn.
No, but he is looking to push here. I would just run from that ult for a minute.
Stone.
Just play under the walker because they're that's a huge wave. Might actually
Yeah.
get it from you. We'll see. Oh, I think he ran actually. See, he's so scared of you. He has 2k souls on you and he's just running. You're just so much better than him.
There's 2 of them to the 3 of them to the left. Between blue and green.
Nice. Yeah, this guy's dead. You can probably AFK at this point and just dies. Yep. Yeah, you're just so much better. He had the soul lead in that fight. Wasted ult. I mean, yeah. Keep playing confident like this. It's huge. You're sitting on a huge bag though, or not necessarily a huge bag. A lot of souls, a huge power spike. I mean. So after this wave, I would go to Secret Shop and buy. I'd actually steal their Sinners first because
Yep.
I'm greedy. But you just have no help. Like if they collapse you here, you're just in a bad spot. So get rid of all those souls.
I heard Mirage
just-
near me, I think.
I think it was Haze that you heard. I'm not 100%
She went
sure.
invisible.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, she's waiting for that hyper line. Jeez, she's beaming. You're gonna need metal skin for sure. I would actually just buy it now as your last active. That way you can metal
Okay.
skin her ult or just when you're fighting her in general like that. You can consider getting Dispel Magic for the fixation stacks, but probably just the metal skin investment is going to be enough.
yeah.
So mid boss is up in 1 minute. We have to keep that in mind for the next team fights we're calling, because the next team fight that wins gets mid boss. We're 29 minutes into the game, so Geist is
Be
in a
careful.
really bad spot right here.
Mid boss is in like a minute.
Sorry. There's so many there.
Yeah, try
Just
and
give
play under
Walker, just give
If we
Walker.
have to give it, that's fine. But if they play under Walker, it gets resistances, and then it's a little bit easier to hold.
There's 4 there though.
Yeah. Tell Ivy
think
it's
just
okay
give
to
Walker.
give, yeah. I would just tell your team, we just need bodies to contest mid if they end up pushing it.
We just need to stay alive to contest mid.
I would tell Rem and Infernus to keep their ults if they can't. Infernus just burned his. Okay.
Rem, save your ult for mid boss if they go for it. I did not mean to.
That's okay. I like the
Oh.
decay on him. I mean, it's good value. Your teammate's dead though, probably. Oh, he got out. Oh, the marks.
None of my
still
knives are
doesn't-
hitting.
Yeah.
You need to make a stand and stop them.
Our
Drifter's
Drifter, for no
backdooring.
reason at all, is getting a shrine. Like, why are we pushed up that far?
and he gets out. Oh, never mind.
Ask Ivy if you can deny that urn, maybe.
Wait.
Oh, it's actually retaker, and you should grab it. I mean, you can't depot, but you should definitely grab it.
I'm gonna try grab Urn, but I might not need to depot it.
You just don't want to give it to them, that's for sure.
A courier has arrived.
Okay, I'm just gonna go for it. Wait, never mind.
Traitor is descending.
Yeah, they insta-kill it. Yeah, it just sucks that we lost teammates there. I don't know why they pushed up. That's really sad. You even calmed it, so you did what you could, right? Like, you tried to tell them, like, save ult for mid-boss, we need people alive. They didn't listen. That happens. I would not go for a depot here, because they have rejuves
Yeah.
and they're probably fighting
I'm not
it,
gonna
so
drop it.
I would
Finish the
just...
contest.
I would just hold it in your base for a minute. Like, let it start doing damage to you. I would just hold it in the... Yeah, just chill for a minute. You don't need to be doing anything right now. You guys have to be playing in base on the shrines.
We dive on this Mirage.
I would tell your team, let's back up and play on the shrines and wait out rejuve.
Yeah, let's just try and wait out Rejuve, maybe. Is there anybody?
I can't help but notice you haven't dropped me off yet.
We could go for a drop here, I think.
You can try. Yeah, I mean, nobody's showing on the map except for Mirage, but you can certainly try. It looks like they're giving it to you.
Alright, just back up, back up, back up.
Oh, Ivy might have gotten punished for it. Yep.
I think that's fine.
I would tell your team to be careful chasing kills. We only see 2 on the map.
I think there was 4 there.
Yeah. Just play around that left shrine, because it's going to take longer for them to kill, and just do as much poke damage as you can, and try and keep them on the shrine so they get cursed or have to drop off of it, that sort of thing. I would just play on the shrine in general. Of
Oh.
course Mo has it, man. Just insta pops it on you. And Graves is playing the Echo Shark, that's crazy. You probably got a little bit too aggressive with the dash. I would prefer you play a little bit further back, but your team sold twice back to back, so there's nothing you can do. When they pushed up left side, instead of staying alive for the mid-boss contest, they sold, and then when they pushed up left side again when they had rejuves, they sold again. So unfortunately, this is one of those games, like, I'm sure you've heard the term, like 33% of the games, there's nothing you could have done to win, and 33% of the games, there's nothing you could have done to lose, and then 33% of the games is where you had impact, like it was up to you to make the difference.
Good game.
Oh, I wanted to say he was scared of me.
He was. Yeah, there's a reason he's saying that. He's trying to compensate, right? He feels 2 inches, so he's just like, feels bad trying to tell you guys you're bad, but overall, that was a really good game. Unfortunately, your team was significantly weaker, right? Like, their Mirage just carried the Mo and Krill and Hayes. Well, Hayes and Mirage carried with the Mo and Krill support. There was nothing you could have done to play this game any differently and win. So, it's a tough game to coach because it happens to everybody. We all have games where there's just literally nothing you could have done. I did like the comms that you were making, especially in lane phase. So lane phase comms were way better. You were saying, you know, hey, I'm going to go do boxes, or hey, I'm going to bridge buffs, can we shove this lane, or, you know, things like that. You're paying more attention to the clock. You're paying attention more to the timings. You're calming it to your teammate so he knows what he's doing, because he has no clue in Oracle 6, right? Like, he's just lost. He's just playing, he's super tunnel vision, and you're opening his eyes when you're making these comms, so that's really big. Your mid-boss calls, even though they didn't listen, were really good. Earn calls were really good. You really improved on all the points we talked about. We just need to keep applying that muscle memory, and hopefully you're going to get teams that are a little bit better, listen a little bit better.
Okay.
How do you feel that game went compared to the other game in terms of your communication and game sense? Not necessarily the outcome of the game, right? Because the other game, you just like totally crapped all over them and won in 29 minutes. And then this game was the reverse. They had 2 players that were just eating your teammates alive, and there's nothing you could do about it. But in terms of your game sense, like what you're paying attention to, whether you know what the right call is or not, how you're communicating to your teammates, how do you feel it's doing better?
I feel like just the way I was calming kind of kept us from losing faster,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. But do you feel more comfortable in those areas? Like, tell me how you're feeling about it.
I think so. I think the way that people kind of responded, I mean, the Geist was calming a bit more. Just, I think the whole kind of team was working together a bit better. It was just 2 players that could basically solo 3 of us.
Yes.
Or 4 of us, or just our whole team.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to analyze in terms of outcome, because the Haze and Mirage were literally just 2v6ing, and there's nothing you could do about it. But what I really want to hear is, when I was saying comms to you, like when I would tell you, hey, I would tell my team this, were those surprises to you? Were you shocked at what I was saying? Were you like, oh, I didn't think of mid-boss? Or was it something you were considering, but you just weren't sure it was the right call? Like, how did you feel about me in your ear? Did it feel like a surprise, or was it something that you were like, that makes a lot of sense? How are you feeling about that?
Some of the things like early mid-boss calls were a bit surprising, but I think later on, like, I would like think that, but I just wouldn't comment because I wasn't confident in it.
Yeah.
Especially with Earn, I think I try and get my team to do Earn, but sometimes I don't always comment, and I just have to like abandon it.
Yeah, yeah. So that's good. I will say early mid-boss calls are really uncommon in low elo. So just to give you an idea, in high Eternus lobbies, if they're getting a retake Earn, we'll 6-man siege a mid-boss, even if they're all alive. Because we know at least one of them is being pulled away by a retake Earn, maybe 2 of them to help with depot, and we can down the mid-boss in time if all 6 of us are there blowing everything on it after the halfway point, right? Like, up to the halfway point before audio, we're just kind of using our guns, punching it a little bit, whatever. But as soon as audio hits, we're using all of our abilities and just melting it. So if your team is coordinated, the early mid-boss calls can be really, really valuable but everybody has to full commit to it. Really hard to get low elo players to full commit to something like that because they don't understand that that's even possible. Like, they would never think, as soon as they pick up the retaker and all 6 of us go down into mid boss, they would never think that, because you just wait, you get it like almost to audio queue, and as soon as they cross the halfway part of the map, so they're, you know, over halfway to the urn depot and it's a retake urn, they're going to be so tunnel visioned on a free retake urn depot that as soon as that mid-boss audio queue hits, they won't have time to react, and we just get 3 rejuves. So it is going to be a little bit more surprising in lower elo. I just want you to understand that that's the right call. You don't always have to make that one, because early mid-boss calls done poorly throw games. So if your team had commit to that mid-boss call 15 seconds late, it would have been a massive throw. They had to go right when you made the call, right? So just keep that in mind. Like, if I ever make a call, even in Eternus, if I make a call, my teammates hesitate 5 seconds, usually I take the call back. I'm like, never mind, we missed our timing. And I'll just say, let's do it instead. You know, like, I just completely get rid of the first idea. But other than that, you said you feel like the late game comms were something that you were familiar with, or something you would have said yourself, you just weren't confident. Is that what you're saying?
I think so. Like around like 20 minutes onwards, I think that's when I would be coming mid boss. Like, if it was like a 20 minutes onwards, if it was like 2 kills at the same time, then I would absolutely be coming it.
Yeah.
If it was like a staggered kill, I'd say maybe. And if it was like 2 kills, but they have like a dynamo or something, I'd say like, can we try and look for dynamo and pick him off and then go for mid?
Yeah. Yeah, that's really good to keep in mind. So we always want to make sure that we're looking at ultimates that are available when we con those things. In the early mid-boss calls, it's especially important, but yes, even if you have 2 kills, there are times when you can't get a mid-boss, even in a 6v4, because if they have like a lash ult and he has unstop, there's not going to be anything you can do really about it, right? Like, he's just going to be able to pull your team, unless they have ways of avoiding it, like gargoyle or counter spells or whatever. There are going to be situations where it's really tough. A really big example is Dynamo. So, like, if Dynamo has unstop, there's nothing you can do about him going in the pit and just ulting everybody and keeping them off the rejuve, unless you guys have unstops if you're on, like, a Yamato ult. Good to keep it in mind, for sure, especially when you're doing the early mid-boss calls, but all mid-boss calls in general. I'll note it, but it sounds like you already know it, but I'll note it down anyways, in this little note that I'm going to share with you. When looking for mid-boss, always check ultimates and items of those heroes, i.e. Dynamo, ult, and he has unstop. Okay. All right. Did you have any other questions for me? Anything that's come to mind, or?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I guess just like, if I think that it's one of those unwinnable games, what should I be like keeping in mind, like, to kind of, I guess, try and get better?
Yeah, I would. So if it's a game that I am losing and there's literally nothing I can do about it. So I play support characters by default, as my main, like Paige is my main. So usually the outcome of the game is not something that I can control. Like, I can support bad teammates to their deaths, but there's only so much I can do, right? So I am actually in this situation more often than I'd like to be, where I'm just looking at my team throw the game, and no matter how much I calm or how I'm positioned, like, it just doesn't matter. There's nothing I can do. I would say the biggest thing to focus on is let the water roll off the feathers, you know? Like, don't let those losses get to you. First off, like, keep your mental really strong and understand that it's okay to lose a game that you had no control over, right? It happens to everybody. So first thing is keep your mental strong. That way you can keep queuing. Because the more games you play, the better you're gonna get. The more practice you have, right? But if you like start to crash out because you lost 3 games in a row, then you're gonna stop queuing. You're not gonna improve as fast. So keep your mental healthy. That's the first tip. Second thing to keep in mind is just play your game the best you possibly can. So like make the right comms, even if your team hasn't been listening to them. Do the right farm, even if your team is fighting a bad fight. You know, you don't have to jump in and help them in a bad fight. You can just steal that centers. Take any advantageous trades you can, not just in lane. So this is going to be like in lane phase, we're looking to trade damage on minions, on each other, etc., and just try and gain any sort of advantage. Trading also takes place in mid game. So like if they're just shoving a walker super hard on one side of the map, you know, get objectives on the other side of the map, push, you know, some of their farms, steal their doubles if they're getting a walker, and try and push that guardian, or, you know, whatever the case may be. I would focus really on just doing the best that you can, getting the most out of your performance. I'm not saying be a KDA warrior. I'm actually saying the opposite. I'm saying, like, do your best to bring your team together and slow the loss. Because eventually you're going to get teammates that pull out of that. So, like, they are able to come back from a 50k soul deficit and actually win the game because you kept your mental together. Especially if you're the one doing most of the comms. They want to hear that you're not, like, rattled by the fact that you're getting absolutely destroyed by Haze and Mirage, right?
Yeah.
So I would focus on play your game the best you know how, and I would also try and deny the enemy team as much as possible. So like focus on denying urns, focus on denying sinners, focus on denying kills. Don't be caught out of position even though your team is. Focus on, you know, just really little things that essentially you're trying to delay the inevitable loss, because that is the most that you can get out of a game like that. I would definitely just focus on improving on the little things, and don't stop doing the right things just because you're losing. So like don't stop calming just because your team isn't listening. Don't stop acting on those plays. When I was in low elo and I knew I was higher elo, I was just like stuck for a little while. When I was first playing the game, I was like in ritualist or whatever. I would tell my teammates, I was like, I'm doing mid boss because it's the right call, so I'm gonna die down here and I'm gonna give them rejuve, so you guys can come help me if you want to or not. Because I like they weren't listening the whole game. We're like 24 minutes in and we killed 3 of them, and I called mid boss and nobody came, and I was like, guys, I'll throw the game. Like I don't care. This is the right call. I'm sticking to it. So you can be cynical like me and do that. I wouldn't suggest it, but it is like have that mentality of do the right call even if your team isn't going to listen to you. Like make sure you're doing the best that you possibly can, because if you're going to lose, you're going to lose. Whether you throw by giving them that mid boss doesn't actually matter. If your team feels strongly enough about it, they'll open their mouths and be like, hey, don't give them mid boss. Can we do this instead? Like, give me an alternative. Don't just tell me don't do mid boss. Say, okay, well, what are we getting out of these 3 kills that we just got? You know, like challenge them challenging you if you're making the right calls. Does that make sense? Hope that wasn't too confusing.
Just,
yeah, go ahead.
Be confident in my calls at all times, I guess.
Yes, always. Your comms are always right? Like, you're so much better than these guys. Warden was running from you with his ult and a 2k soul lead. That's the lobbies you're in, by the way. So just keep that in mind. Like, you're so much better than these guys mechanically and on the micro, that if you keep focusing and improving on the macro, make sure you're looking at the clock, thinking about, like, what's next? Like, look at the clock and think, okay, what's next? It's 12 minutes and 44 seconds. What comes next? Well, only bridge buffs and urn in 2.5 minutes. So then what should I be focusing on? Well, my team's throwing, so I'm just going to focus on farming a little bit. Let's do a farming simulator and get as fed as possible and see what we can do. I'm going to steal some sinners. I'm going to steal some tier 2 camps. I'm going to steal 1 tier 3 minion over here or whatever. You know, whatever you can do, go ahead and do that. But yeah, I would remain calm. Let the loss pass you by if it's coming anyways. So stay mentally healthy. Keep your team's mental healthy. I was going to focus on this or talk about it, but I forgot. So I'll circle back to it. I would always glaze your teammates for good plays, because the better you make them feel, the more they want to listen to you, and the better and the more willing they are to work together. One of the big problems in games like this is they are so used to the toxicity between players that they start doing it with their own teammates. So instead of like bad mouthing and teabagging the other team, they're like constantly at each other's throats on their own team. And it's just so counterproductive. So what I do all game, anytime there's a good play ever on my team, I'm calling it out. So my duo and I, if somebody else gets first blood in the other lane, we're instantly both on our mics. Like, holy crap, nice work, guys. It's only been 45 seconds into the game. You already got a kill. Keep that up. You know, just like little things like that. And now that other lane is like, dang, that guy over in that lane is paying attention to me over here. And he is making me feel good. Like, now I'm going to really lock into this game. Like, I want to make this guy win, right? So I would always glaze your teammates. That's why in the first game I was telling you, like, tell Dynamo that was a really big ult. Like, just give him the confidence to go in and ult for his team. You know, give him the confidence to know, like, my team appreciates good plays. And if they make a bad play, just say, you know what, nice try, I appreciate the effort. Or, you know what, I'd have done the same thing. Or whatever, just make them feel good. Because any way that you can keep your team's attitude positive, the better chance you have of coming back. People lose the game mentally before they do actually lose the game in lower elo, right? They'll, like, I have people type GG at like 11 minutes. I'm like, bruh, we've all come back from a game much worse than this one. Like, we can't be typing GG. You've already lost the game in your head. That's ridiculous. So keep your team's mental positive. Sometimes that involves muting idiots, but rarely do I actually have to mute somebody. I'll just mostly ignore them. But yeah, I would just... It helps you stay positive if you're focusing on the positive of your teammates too. So those kind of work together, but it is really, really helpful when you glaze your teammates. It's a joke I have with my brother, who's my duo, is every time I'm glazing somebody, he's like, there goes my IGL, because he knows they're going to listen to my comms later. Every time I glaze my teammates, they listen to me. It's just like the trick of the trade. So that's something I would definitely focus on, especially when you feel like the game is an inevitable loss. At least you guys can go into the loss with like good vibes and then just cue the next one, do better in the next game, you know, like it doesn't have to be a huge deal. But you're more likely to come back if your team feels like they can come back and are playing together, right? Like if you're just playing losing together as a team, it's not as bad. Like when you're losing and everybody's being toxic, like those are the games that make you just want to break your computer. Like, so just avoid that as much as possible. And Oracle players, like, I honestly feel like this is the worst rank to be fair. Like, of all of the VOD reviews and stuff I've done, I would say that Oracle has to be the most toxic rank because they're just good enough to think they're like the platinum rank of other games, where they're like just good enough to know what they're doing and just bad enough to have like serious flaws and big enough egos to not recognize them. So I just feel like Oracle is a pretty crappy place to be. Once you get back into Phantom and get up into Phantom, like higher ranks of Phantom, which you will soon if you keep playing the way you are, it's going to get a lot better for you. You're going to get teammates. I'm not saying all your teammates are going to be good. I'm just going to say it's going to be better because people start to check their ego a little bit and just work together. Like, we start to understand that, you know, nobody's going to be playing this game 1v6, right? You're too high in a rank. It's going to take like an E6 Smurf to actually 1v6 carry a game at this elo. So you have to work together. So the better you do that and the more you keep the vibes positive, the easier it's going to be to convince your teams to do that, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Did that answer your question for the most part? Did you have any follow-ups on that? Like on what to do on a game that's an inevitable loss?
I don't think so. Can't really think of any other questions.
Okay. If anything else comes up, feel free to message me and we can go over it then. I have this little note that I'm going to send you that you can use as like a cheat sheet of everything that I analyze in our games, or the most important things. Like I said, you have a really, really strong foundation, so I want you to keep that in mind. Like, what I'm pointing out here isn't, like, fatal flaws necessarily. It's just, like, this is what's stopping you from being a turn of 6, because you have such a strong foundation. At least on Shift, right? I haven't seen your other characters, but that's how most of us are, is, like, we have 1 or 2 heroes that we're really good at, and that's just how it should be, right? Even the top players, like, I'm sure you're familiar with Ido. He's like incredibly good at Mina and Pocket, but you know, he's not going to be the best Kelvin in the game, right? We just don't expect that out of Ido. So everybody is that way. Just keep working on your heroes and have fun. That's the most important thing that I like students to understand as well, is like, it's okay to lose, it's okay to win, but like, play to have fun. Like, I make bad calls all the time just because it's more fun. I'm yelling at my duo. No, I'm running into his walker. It's 3 minutes into the game. I'm like, no, I'm chasing him under walker. I'm killing this guy. I don't care. And I'm like totally throwing the game. Like, this kill gives me nothing. I'm under his walker at 3 minutes, but it's just like, it was fun to be that aggressive. He was super low. I wanted to chase him, so I did. Like, it doesn't always have to be about like optimizing your farming strategy and whatnot, but knowing what is optimal and choosing not to do it is very different than just making bad choices, right? Like, I know I'm throwing the game when I do that, and so it's okay to some extent, right? Like, I know that this is a terrible play, but it's gonna be fun, so I'm doing it anyway. Like that's just the way to
Yep.
do it. So you've probably seen clips. Like we'll do this as well in some of my games, like where you'll see you'll have like 3 people hiding in one of the veil closets, and then as soon as one person walks by, you all just assassinate them. That's a terrible thing to do. Like you're splitting souls between 3 people. You could have been farming, but like it's just way fun to do that kind of crap. So like just have fun with the game, and don't be scared to have fun with your teammates doing that. Just be like, yo, come in this closet. Let's just gank whoever walks by, and just sit there for like 30 seconds and just be like, yo, they're coming. I can smell them. You know, just like have fun with the game. And then sometimes you get a kill. That raises the vibes of the team too. So like, don't be scared to have fun. Like Low Main is a really good example of this. He's E6. Low Main is probably one of the best players in the world if I had to say so for myself. The guy is just incredible. But he's always having fun. Like Low Main is always doing like the craziest crap and giggling. He's not making like the most optimal plays all the time. He's just so insane that he gets away with it. But like have fun with the game. Take all of the coaching and the notes and the, you know, the things that you're trying to improve in, take them in stride with the idea of having fun and just improving slowly, right? Like you don't have to rank up immediately. If you want to and you want to be super sweaty, you can do that. I'm just saying, like, you know, I got to Eternus without really trying. I just improved slowly and had fun, and you'll get there. Like your foundation is super strong.
Okay.
All right. Well,
I do want to rank up quite quickly.
Well, we all do. I mean, it is more fun to play with better players because then you get to do more fun stuff, right? Like playing with bad players isn't always fun. But I'm just saying you don't have to sweat to get there, but you can.
I have heard that apparently Phantom is the rank where if an Eternus player queues with anyone like below Phantom, that's where they get put.
I don't know for sure. It's possible. I haven't heard anything of the sort, but that would make sense. All I know is that it usually tries to average out the ranks, so it probably just says Phantom is the middle between Eternus and Initiate in terms of player base and skill, which would make a lot of sense. But yeah, like when I queue with my Phantom duo, we're almost always in low or mid Ascendant lobbies. And so it tries to average it out a little bit, but in Phantom, you're going to come across a lot of Eternus Smurfs. Not a lot of them, but that's where they are, right? Like Eternus Smurfs are usually in Phantom. Like their alt accounts are usually around the high Oracle, Phantom, maybe even low Ascendant ranks. That's generally where they tend to be. So you may run into some really, really good players in Phantom that you kind of weren't used to because they're playing on an alt or whatever, unfortunately, as much as I hate smurfing. But yeah, Phantom is where you start. I consider Phantom to be like the beginning of high elo. I think once you've made it to Phantom, you've really like kind of hit the big milestone, right? Like Eternus is the ultimate milestone that people really want to hit, mainly because it's just the highest rank of the game. But Phantom is like the big milestone. I feel like once you've hit Phantom, you've really made it, and then anything above Phantom is just like icing on the cake, like Ascendant and Eternus.
Like,
you'll be there soon for sure.
Yep. I think Phantom for me feels like, I know it's not, like people in Ascendant and all that would say it's not, but like it feels like, oh, you're high elo, you're kind of good at the game.
Yes.
Ish.
Yeah, I would say Phantom players are the beginning of high elo and considered like we're good players at the game. Most other games don't have this many ranks, so it's like hard to make the comparison. But
yeah,
for example, like most MOBAs have like a Masters and then a Grandmaster's rank. I would say that Phantom is the beginning of Masters, and it goes up to like Ascendant 3. And then I think above Ascendant 3 would be like Grandmasters to me. And there's going to be layers in all of that, right? Like an E6 and an Ascendant 3 player are going to be drastically different in skill. But that's just kind of how I've broken it up, is like halfway through Ascendant is kind of the midpoint for me, at least in my experience. It feels like the games got drastically different between Ascendant 1 and Ascendant 6. So Ascendant was the most polarizing for me. But I think Phantom is where it starts to begin the most like polarization. Like the difference between Phantom and Oracle is probably bigger than the difference between Ascendant and Phantom, but the difference between Ascendant 1 and Ascendant 6 was like the biggest difference that I ever experienced. It was pretty weird, but that could be anecdotal. I mean, it could just be me. But yeah, I think once you've made it into Phantom, you've really made it. I would encourage you to at least hit Phantom 2. It's like kind of my joke. Like if you just hit Phantom 1 and then never play the game again and say you're a Phantom player, it's like kind of silly. Like try and get at least a Phantom 2. Like be a Phantom player, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I hit
But
Phantom 1 for like, I hit it and then I lost the game, and then I won a game and got it back, and then I lost the game again. I think I'm like 1 or 2 wins off it.
yeah, you're super close. You'll hit Phantom 2 really easily. You're gonna go way higher than that, way faster for sure. Especially if you keep working on these things like the pre-comming big objectives and overall like macro understanding the objective priority, etc. Always making sure your waves are shoved, like just little things like that. Like if a wave isn't shoved and you can't shove it, ask somebody to shove it, or if they can, just like little things that you can start employing are gonna make you rank up way fast. I'm excited to see where you go.
I've played, I get Phantom 1 lobbies sometimes.
Yeah,
I feel like I do quite well in those. I think in my first Phantom lobby we lost, but I went like 7-2.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
But I feel like, I mean, this was the match that it was just kind of, I think it was just bad macro. This was a match I played just before this, and there was like an earn drop off where like I saw 3 of my teammates basically next to me, but I didn't call them anything. I just thought they would come to earn because I was like right above drop off. And then I got jumped, and we didn't get earned.
Yeah, I mean it's good to watch VODs for yourself as well. Like go over your past games because you're gonna pick up on a lot of the stuff that I'm picking up on too, right? Like you may not have all the same perspectives, and there may be things that you're missing on a higher level, but for the most part, you're gonna see little things that you can improve on through VOD reviews, and that's gonna be part of the notes that I'm gonna give you is gonna include some things that I'd like you to do over the next weeks that are gonna help you rank up, especially if you want to rank up faster. It's like my if you want to be sweaty kind of portion of my coaching notes is where I go over these are the things that I would do if ranking up quickly is like your number one objective. Like if I want to be a Turnus in a month or two, like what is the quickest and best way to get there? That's what I would include. Like do these things. And so I'll include them in the notes and you can go over them. But yeah, we'll see how we go from there. And then I would like to do another coaching session in like a couple of weeks or even 1 week, depending on how much you play or how much you are looking to play. That way we can like see how you've done compared to like the notes that I left you, and really just help you rank up. We just want to see you get there.
I mean, if
we want to see you get to Phantom and go beyond.
I usually play, I'd say at least 3 or 4 games a day.
that's really
Though some of those are with like my lower rank duo. I think he's Arcanist. So we get like Archon games, and
Yeah, it's pretty far below you.
I mean I can kind of carry, but you can see this was like a loss. But I went like 17-6.
Yeah, I have a really low ranked friend that I play with, and I pretty much just go into those games knowing we're gonna lose because I don't play any hypercarry characters. Like I just don't enjoy them, like the M1s, like Wraith and Haze and the Venator and Victor, whatever. Although I don't know that Victor's in that position after the patch. We'll have to see where he lands, but I just don't play them, and so I pretty much just go into those games knowing we're gonna just get our poop pushed in, for lack of a better term. But yeah, it's gonna be a fairly low lobby for you to be in, and you're probably not gonna be able to carry a Shiv. I mean, it's possible, but it just isn't gonna be like Wraith M1, right? Like if you really want to carry, you're gonna have to play one of those M1 hyper carries that just scales infinitely because you know how to get kills, you know how to farm properly. So if you can scale properly, there's just no way you'll lose. And that's characters like, Haze, Wraith, Venator, etc. Shiv is really, really strong. I just don't know if you'll be able to carry those. So those games, like, I'm not telling you not to play with your duo. I'm just saying if it were me, and you're trying to rank up as fast as possible, finding a duo that's slightly higher rank than you is definitely the way to do it. Somebody that plays as often as you and is in slightly higher elo so that you're playing with better teammates. So that your comms matter more, your macro's more important. You have people that are helping you with macro rather than babysitting macro like you do in Oracle, where you have to basically tell your teammates like, hey, look, that wave's being pushed, like, don't fail. I have to do that in Eternus sometimes. I'm like, hey guys, like, why is a wave crashing your yellow walker for no reason? Like, why is nobody shoved to that? You know, like, I'm over on the far left side of the map pushing a walker, and our walker on the right side of the map is not getting pushed because I have 2 people in blue for no reason. Nothing's there. So, like, it happens at all ranks, but the higher you get, the less likely it is. So if you're playing with a duo that's slightly higher than you, little things like that, you just don't have to feel like you're babysitting your teammates as much, and your performance goes up. So, I mean, if you really wanted to sweat and rank up as fast as possible, that's definitely the way to do it. However, my suggestion as a coach in terms of students just improving is always going to be solo queue. Because solo queue forces you to learn how to play with random teammates who don't know how you operate and are unfamiliar with the team around them, or are playing with a duo of their own and aren't sure whether they'll trust you. It forces you to improve more drastically, and it forces you to be in a really uncomfortable situation more often than not, because you don't know who you can trust, you don't know who's good in the game. And you just have to employ all those things that we talked about when it comes to like glazing teammates and raising the vibes of the team and whatnot. So definitely I suggest solo queuing for improvement. It's definitely the best way to go in my opinion. But in terms of actually ranking up, like regardless of improvement, it's just like get a duo that's slightly higher ranked than you. Like if you got like a Phantom 2, Phantom 3 duo that played consistently with you, that would probably be the quickest way to rank up. I just feel like it's I don't know, it's easy to lose your rank when you do it that way, because sometimes you're not improving at the rate you should be to be earning that rank. So sometimes you like, it's not really getting boosted, but it will feel like you're boosted in some of your games because you lack the skills that you should have been learning when if you were solo queuing. That's just my take on it. I know a lot of coaches that would agree with that, and I know some that would disagree, but for the most part, I would say if you want to just improve your game so that you've earned like Eternus 6 on your own, you're comfortable being there, you know you can hold your own and solo queue there, then yeah, I would just solo queue my way up there and work on personal improvement. But if you just want to get there as fast as possible and be as sweaty as possible and have your best chances of winning, yeah, duo queuing is probably the way to go with somebody that's just slightly above you.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know. So I know like some Eternus players, but I don't really know anyone in Phantom, sadly.
Well, I
they're
would
just-
say, like, for example, the next Phantom game you play, like, if you have a teammate that's playing really good or makes really good plays, after you glaze him, you can ask his rank, right? Like, if it's that Dynamo in your first game, I'd be like, Dynamo, that was a huge ult. Like, what rank are you, my dude? And he'd be like, oh, I'm Phantom 3 or whatever. After the game, you can like add that guy and message him and be like, yo, want a duo queue? You were awesome. I'd love to play with you. You know, that sort of a thing. That would be the only way that you'd really get to know people that are going to be slightly higher ranked than you, is through the solo queue, like grinding your way up there. But I guess what I'm getting at, or like alluding to, is like when you play with lower ranked friends, expect that to set you back, right? Like I've D-ranked all the way down to like Ascendant 6 playing with my duo because I want a game with my brother, right? Like in the evenings, like get home from date night with Mrs. Coach Bleyton, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna game for a little while, and I call my brother, we get on Deadlock and play a few games. I know I'm playing with people significantly worse than I'm used to, and so I go into it knowing it's gonna set me back in terms of like my goals to rank up or whatever it may be, although I don't really have them anymore, right? Like I wanted to hit Eternus and I did that, and so now I don't really care that much, but when I play those games, I expect it to set me back, right? Like it's unrealistic for me to play with significantly worse players all the time and continue ranking up. Like it's just not the way. So for me, when you're duo queuing with somebody that's significantly lower than you, expect to lose, expect to derank, and then you're just gonna have to put in more effort after the fact if what you're looking to do is rank up, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think this is why people tend to have alt accounts.
Yes.
The guy I just showed there, I added him after a game. I think was it this game? No. It was this game. Because we won, and he was like crazy, and I was like, "Oh, what rank are you?" And he was like, "This count is Phantom 1." He was like Ascendant like 3 or something.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Um,
he's smurfing for sure.
yeah. I mean, I think it's just the way the game is. I have an alt account for because there's one of my buddies that like was just getting into the game, and we tried to play.
Yeah, you don't want to send him into like an emissary lobby.
Yeah, I think he went like 0 and 20 or something.
Yeah, not even fun.
So I made an alt account, but like I wasn't really trying to sweat, just trying to
Yeah.
teach him.
Yeah, usually when I do that, I play a support role on purpose, right? Like I'll play like Page or Rem or something, like, and I'll focus on building support, like full healing, full shields with Divine Barrier, and like Rescue Beam and whatever. You know, like not building a lot of damage, so that I'm mainly keeping them alive, so they have more time in the game, right? Like just less time looking at a graveyard. That's just my take on it, because I really don't support smurfing at all. Like I don't really have any reason to believe that it's going to be beneficial in any way or shape or form. But like if I'm playing with a teammate that is significantly worse than me, or like my brother and I have been trying to get my brother-in-law to get on the game. If he ever does, I'm probably not going to be playing on my Eternus account with an Initiate 1 player, because he's just not going to have fun. What I am going to do is build Page complete and total support. Just a ton of counter building and a ton of healing, so that when he goes out of position, I'm rescue beaming him back, I'm healing over him back to health, I'm giving him shields, and I'm like, okay, go back in there, you know, using my ult to heal him. Whatever I need to do, that way I'm not actually smurfing or affecting the outcome of the game as much as I am giving him as much playtime as possible. It's the only way that I can think of like smurfing without it being totally negative, because like I want to play with my brother-in-law, but I don't want to be like, I'm not going to play Haze as an Eternus player against a bunch of like initiates or whatever it's going to put me in. Like Arcanist is the even spot there or whatever, right? Like, so you know, you have to find some sort of middle ground there. But if it's somebody close to your rank, like you said your duo was like what, Archon, Emissary?
Arcanist.
Oh, Arcanist. Yeah, you said he was like Arcanist. Yeah, so like your duo's pretty low below you, right? Like almost half the game below you. So it's gonna be really tough for him to play in those Emissary and Archon lobbies, I imagine. Like it's gonna be hard for him to get good performance. Maybe not. Maybe he's just the GOAT. But
I think he is above his rank. I think it's kind of the micro that he tends to struggle with. Like, I mean, I went 7-11 here. But he's like running Urn, he's like catching waves. It's just like sometimes he'll get caught out of position or something.
Yeah.
And in lane he's like really good in lane. He does play support, but like,
yeah. I mean, you can consider like doing an alt account with like the support vibe that I was talking about if you want to do okay with them and not affect your rank on your main account. I mean, it's something you could consider, but yeah, I mean, just keep just circling back to what started the conversation. Just keep in mind that when you're doing with those types of people on your main account, that like you're probably gonna lose, and it's gonna set you back a little bit on your overall goals. But that's okay. Remember that you're playing the game to have fun.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, did you have any other questions for me that have come up while we were talking, or anything else that I can help you with?
I don't think so.
Okay. I'm gonna share this note with you, like I've said a million times. It's a Google Doc, but you should be able to review it. Do you have a Google Drive?
Yes.
Because if not, I can just take a screenshot of it. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to share the link with you. That way, the next time we look at it, we're looking at the same note page together, and then we can actually just edit the note itself as you start to rank up and improve, and there's going to be different things that you need to work on. There's going to be... So, for the most part, just breaking down the notes, the left side is just kind of things we've talked about in terms of, like, what I analyzed in the first game and the notes that I took on that, and then... I put some big macro things on there, like when to mid-boss and objective priority. And then I have a separate spot on the right side that is that you'll see. One of them is called focus points. These are just the things that I want you to focus on in your games moving forward, because I think they're going to help you improve the quickest if you focus on these things. So I have focus points set aside there that you can take a look at. And then I'm also going to include there's going to be a section that you'll look at, and it's like a training program, if you will. It's not anything that is mandatory. It's what I would suggest that you do if you want to improve. It's going to include people I suggest you watch for your hero, maybe even a video link if I have one on like, here's a game that I would suggest you look at, and then it's also going to be how many times I want you to VOD review yourself in like a given week, and how often I suggest you play the game. So these are like just things that you would look at if your goal is, hey, I want to sweat my way to Eternus as quick as possible. That's what that section is for. It's just my suggestions on that, because it's not for every student. But if you want to take a look at it, it's going to be there for you, okay?
Okay, yeah. I mean, I do watch quite a bit of Shiv. Like, if Shiv is in DLNS, then I will spectate the game, like, on my own, like, in-game, and just watch, like, the Shiv player.
That's good. I would not stop doing that. I would definitely keep that up. It's very good to be watching people play your hero, even if they're worse from you, because sometimes you can pick one little thing up. So, like, I've learned like some random thing like I told you, Paige is my main. I've learned things about Paige from people who are much worse at Paige than me, but they just knew something that I didn't know, and I was able to grow from that. So, definitely watch people play your hero. It also helps to learn other heroes, right? Like knowing what you're up against or interactions, like knowing whether I can counterspell this or can use dispel magic on that. You know, things like that are going to benefit you overall, but definitely focus like on improving on just a couple of heroes. So like if Shiv and Pocket are your favorite, for example, like just focus on those 2 or 3 heroes that you love the most and use them to rank up. But I wouldn't 100% neglect all other heroes. I would say, even if it's just in testing, like if you're in the sandbox or explore NYC, like just understand exactly how those heroes work, because knowing interactions, like knowing, like for example, what slowing hex will affect on any given hero. Like slowing hex on Abrams doesn't just affect shoulder charge, it also affects his ultimate. You can literally stop an Abrams from using his ultimate for 4 seconds if you slowing hex him. So if I slowing hex an Abrams right before the mid-boss fight, he can't hover in the air and then come slam down to contest the rejuve, because for 4 seconds he just can't use it because of my slowing hex. So just understanding like little things like that can be really, really beneficial overall. But definitely focus on the micro of just 2 or 3 heroes so that you can rank up with those 2 or 3. That's at least my suggestion when it comes to, you know, ranking up as quickly as possible. It's also really, really hard to learn new heroes at higher ranks, so when you do it now, it's just a little bit easier. Like, there are some heroes I've never played. Like, I haven't played Celeste yet, so my first game on Celeste is going to be in, like, an Ascendant or Eternus lobby. That's going to be tough. But, like, it is what it is, you know? So, you know, learn the heroes earlier is usually better, but in terms of, like, ranking up, when you're ready to, like, sweat and lock in and play, like, your game, definitely be using the 2 or 3 heroes you're most comfortable with, and focus the majority of your learning content, or when you're watching educational content on heroes, make sure it's focused around the heroes that you most play, for sure. Like it's not going to give you a whole lot of value to like watch a ton of guides on Graves if you know, play Shiv, Pocket, and Yamato the most, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think Graves is quite boring for me.
Yeah, she's definitely not for everybody, that's for sure. She's, I think Low Main said if we deleted her, I don't think anybody would be disappointed. I don't know if that's entirely true, but she's definitely a low skill floor hero that a lot of people don't love. But
yeah.
Anyway, I'll go ahead and I'm gonna DM you on Discord the notes that I took, and then you can go ahead and give them a review. If you have any questions about the notes, let me know. If anything else comes up while you're looking at this, like either reviewing today's coaching or not, go ahead and let me know. I did want to just ask really quick, this is kind of the time for me to kind of switch our roles, if you can be my coach for a second. What were things that were most helpful, and what were things that were not helpful, or what parts of my coaching did you like, or what parts of my coaching did you dislike? If you want to give me like just a really quick review so that I can improve
Um, I think so. I think the thing that helped the most was just like the attitude you had, if you get me. Like
Okay.
just being super encouraging. I know that's like not super good feedback, but that kind of stands out to me. Like you gave me a lot of confidence in my comms and like my decisions. Um, I think the live coaching was quite good. You kind of didn't, you weren't backseating. You were kind of, letting me make the decisions and then, making comments about those decisions, but not interrupting what I was doing to tell me what to do.
Hmm.
Like there were some times when it's like you were like you should do this, but if I like made a decision, you weren't kind of interrupting me, I guess.
Hmm.
I think I think that kind of helps like um rather than telling me what to do, letting me like go through my own thought process and then like telling me what is good and bad about that. Um the kind of whiteboard thing helped a lot. Uh just telling me things that I didn't know and things like kind of if you're slot locked, uh trying to bait Earn and take a walker helped a lot. Um kind of can't really think of anything else.
That's okay. Those are really
But
good notes. I really appreciate it. If any, I mean, unless you have anything else that's coming to mind, but I mean, I really appreciate the feedback. Was there anything that you felt like I can improve on? Like, those are all really good notes, but was there anything like anything that you didn't like? Because this is going to be a little bit more anecdotal. Like, your opinion isn't going to apply for every student, right? Like, something that you're going to say, hey, I didn't like that you talk too much or whatever. Like, some other student is going to tell me, like, I like how much information you give me, right? But it's just, I just want to hear from you. Like, was there anything that didn't vibe with you, right? Like, I appreciate you telling me that the attitude helped, not backseating too much, that really worked for you. But these are things that I need to know. Like, if I'm ever going to coach you again, I don't want to make the same mistake twice, right? Like, I would want our next coaching session to be even more efficient and helpful than the first one. So if you can give, like, if you have any negative feedback that you can give me, or constructive criticism, we'll call it, that may help for our future coaching sessions. Does that make sense? If you don't have any, that's fine. I just would want to hear from you if there was anything that you didn't find helpful or that you felt was non-beneficial or whatever that I can avoid in our next coaching session, if that makes sense.
um I th that's quite hard to answer. I think I know I just said about the positive attitude, but being a bit more critical, like, if I'm in a fight, uh, like, and even if it goes well, just saying like, oh, this was a bad decision. Um, yeah, it worked out, but I think just doing more of that, I guess. Um, just being a bit more critical. I know I said the like positive attitude thing, but that kind of thing, I guess. Like,
I can merge the two. I get where you're coming from for sure.
just like I want to know everything that like was a good and bad decision in a way.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
if it's like not overloading, but
Just more than I
like
did.
if I miss it, yeah, like if I miss a knife or something, that's like not kind of that
Every single time
important.
you
But
miss a
like,
knife.
but
No.
if I'm like missing like all my knives, but I'm still diving when like I shouldn't do or something like that. Even if I like get the kill, like I get like have the mindset of you're the better player, you can win these fights, but I still want to know like when something was a bad fight, like this was a bad fight, but you're like so like your skill was just above him so that you can win that. Um like I guess I just want to know like what would work in higher ranks and what wouldn't work in higher ranks, I
Mhm.
guess.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get that. That's good. I'm gonna make a note of that for sure because it is how I play the game. Like, I've always wanted to be the, even if I'm initiate, I want to be playing like an Eternus player. That way, when I get there, it feels normal. Um, that's That's definitely something I'm gonna write down here so we can focus on it next time a little bit more. The thing that I need to work on, or that I try to work on rather, with students who are not like Phantom, Ascendant, or Eternus, even though you're like right on the edge, like if you're not in those 3 ranks, usually what we have to work on the most is confidence, because they're just unsure about their macro, their micro, their comms. You know, they're just unsure. So like understanding that like you need to have the confidence to go into these fights. I do like to focus on that a lot because I want you to play that way, because in a way that is accomplishing the goal you're talking about, right? Like an Eternus 6 player would not be scared or not confident in an Oracle 6 lobby, right? He would just be going in, right? So I definitely am trying to teach a little bit more aggression because it lacks below like Ascendant, is people are just a little bit too passive. That or they just don't know when to be aggressive. But I do like that note that you made though, is like pointing out
even if it's like,
what would the Eternus play be specifically, not just the aggression part.
yeah, even if it's just like, this was an okay decision, like you could have done this instead or something like that. It doesn't have to be like just bad and good, just like, I guess saying like, you know, this works in your elo, but this is what the Eternus play would be, I think.
Yeah. I like that. I like the way you worded that. I'm pretty much writing that down verbatim.
But yeah, I think that's it. I can't really think of any other, I guess, criticism or anything.
All right. Awesome.
I mean, this is like, I think this is like my first live coaching.
Okay. I mean, I appreciate you giving me the feedback that you did, though. That was really helpful.
I think I told you about the VOD review. My like kind of Eternus 5 buddy. He plays Victor. Kind of, I was like, my laning kind of sucks, and he was like, "Oh, I'll VOD review you." And then, just after that, I won most of my lanes.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's good. I mean, you're a great student. You're gonna be able to apply these things really well and really take advantage of it and rank up fast. So it was an absolute pleasure to be doing this live coaching today. I'll send you that DM here shortly, and I appreciate the feedback that you were able to give to me as well. And then we'll just keep in touch like over the next, week or whatever it is. And then when we feel like it's a good time for us to get back together, we'll do another coaching session and see where we're at, and then we'll start focusing on these things, like being a little bit more critical, showing you what's good and bad, what the Eternus play would be, like what you just got away with simply because it was lower elo, like that sort of thing. We're gonna be able to apply that a little bit better. And if you want to switch, like if you prefer to do VOD reviews or live coaching, you can switch. So next time, if you want to just be like, hey, this was a game I really want you to VOD review, specifically, I want to go over this one or whatever, we can do that instead, so we can switch it up.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I kind of keep track of games I want VOD reviewed for midnight.
Okay.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Like the free VOD reviews he does.
Yeah.
So I'll keep track of those and save them for. I mean, I'm not sure if I'd want to do a VOD review next time. I think
it's totally up to
definitely
you.
in future.
A lot of people don't offer live coaching, and so I'm happy to do that. I'm also happy to be a second opinion too. Like if you have a VOD review by midnight and you want to see if I catch something different, we can definitely do that as well. So you think it over, let me know whatever works best for you. We just want to help you improve, right? That's all we're trying to do.
Yeah. I mean, midnight's goated, but he always just says like, "Oh, that feels bad." Whenever like
he does say
something...
that a lot.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
But yeah, I think live coaching next time. Don't have anything else, no other questions or anything.
Awesome.
Thank you very much. It was a lot of help.
Oh, I'm glad. Yeah, well, thanks for coming. Let me know when we're gonna get together next. Like, I don't know if you want a week or if you want a couple of weeks or whatever. So just let me know, like after you've had some time to put into effect the notes that I'm sending you, and we'll definitely schedule something else. But hey, have a good rest of your day and a great rest of your week as well, and good luck on your games. You're gonna rank up super quick. I'm excited to see where you go.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right.
Yeah.
See you later.
All right. Bye. Bye.
All right. Give me just one moment, chat. Be right back. All right. I am back. Hey, Pact fan, thanks so much for the follow and the subscription. Really appreciate you. Hope the coaching helped, and I do look forward to editing this and adding it to YouTube here so other people can take a look at the live coaching, see how it works, see how it helped, how it didn't help, and hopefully be able to learn from your live coaching without even needing it themselves. But always happy to do live coaching or VOD reviews. All of my content is free. All of the coaching and live or VOD reviews and live coaching is free as well. I don't want anything hidden behind a paywall, but do consider looking at my Patreon if you would like to support me as well. There's going to be links on YouTube or in our Discord, so join our Discord and take a look at the Patreon there to further support me. Otherwise, hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. If you like the video, you know what to do, and look forward to doing more of this content later. I do want to do more content like this more often. Unfortunately, I have been sick this week, so I wasn't able to talk until today, and so there's quite a bit of gap between this content and what came out last time. So hopefully we will see more videos like this and more content moving forward, and hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. Take it easy.